long would a man live if all disease were erased?
Devastation or bacteriological holocaust. Nuclear devastation or bacteriological holocaust. Bacteriological holocaust. Virus stunning. Virus.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. This is another episode of. Okay, there's an echo in here. So let me try this again. Hope second time's a charm. Welcome back, everybody. This is your host, GI the Wolfman Jack, and we have back for another episode of Archvile. So what do we have today here, ladies and gentlemen? First, I'm going to be doing a little shell scripting, and then we are going to jump back into World of Warcraft, where I'm still trying to get this guild started. And if you want to be in our DC 201 World of Warcraft guild, otherwise known as Jersey Turnpike, stop by in game. I am on the Storm Rage server, Alliance side. So if you want to get that fired up, get a character ready, get something going. First, we're going to be doing a little shell scripting. So let's go over here, shrink myself down a little bit. I'm really going to have to change this because this checks my rate arrays, but at the same time I'm doing this show. So let's start. We can leave that going for now. We're gonna stop this, regardless of where it is, before we play World of Warcraft, because this uses a lot of IO, and it's going to choke whatever else you're doing. So, one second here. Let me get this. Let me get this loaded up here. While I'm doing that, it's a good time to pour myself a gin and tonic. I have they finally got the small bottles of Tanqueray. I'm not in a position in my life before where I can just buy a whole liter of gin and expect to drink it, but you know, the small bottles. So do this. Mix myself a gin and tonic. comfortable over here. So today here we're working on a piece of software called Disk Image Scripts. This is kind of my solution. This is mostly a way to generate cloud templates. This would be for use in DigitalOcean. The whole idea was you have a directory kind of looks like this. You'd have a template.rc, which kind of has all the metadata where you have project name, version, arch, and a description. And then you'd have about the author, name, organization, email. I should note this, a lot of these are supposed to be optional. These really don't get processed by the script. And the whole point of this isn't to get processed by a script, it's just, you're kind of putting a tag on it. So if these are just like in a directory somewhere, you kind of know what these files are, you kind of know what they are. And there's also author email in a GPG sig. So in case you find these on like a GitHub somewhere, somebody has these filled out, or you find these sort of contact information. So hopefully things like bug fixes, and you can answer your questions. And there's another field here for contact, so you can use protocol and address. So you could put like email and then so and so, Joe Snuffy at us.army.mil or something like that, or whatever, or IRC network. You can put like your kind of IRC handle on network name, and IRC network name network. And again, this is also at current. This is designed to be parsable, but there's no plans on parsing this at current. But of course, if you have the config file, making it easier to parse for future implementations is fairly important. So we have here, what's it called? Details of how the system will be built, right? So you take a stock Arch Linux install for the cloud. We'll get into that in a minute. And start, Arch Linux for the cloud, and here's all the options that you have over a default image, or what else you're going to add, or so we have kernel package, and it's the name of the kernel package. There's 3 kernels supported upstream: Arch, Linux, Horde, and Linux LTS. But any third-party package that you have will work as long as it follows the same package name is the same as the files are named like the package. This will work. Bootloader, only syslinux is supported for now. Eventually, I'd like to support grub. This one here actually does nothing. So this one only one is supported, but there's this reference in the code. This one is purely for future compatibility.
I'm going to be back soon to interact with stuff, but one question you might want to answer to the stream is what your goals are, like why are you doing this, what are you trying to do?
Okay, so in case anybody wonders, this is for generating, if you've ever worked with a cloud like DigitalOcean or AWS, you can just right click and you create a new VM. And a lot of times they let you create, instead of just creating like a default thing, like a default like Red Hat or Debian, you can have custom templates. So this is a custom template that you can upload, generate a custom template you can upload to one of these. So here, system services, the base ones, cloud init's enabled, OpenSSH is enabled, enough that cloud init will run and you can log in with SSH is already in here, so you don't have to add those. But if you want to add anything else, you can add here. This just throws into the systemctl enable line. Down here, extra packages, the default, it's just space separated list. Because Arch doesn't ship a text editor by default, and we don't put one in because it's not the bare minimum needed to actually run a cloud image, we put text editors here. So default is Nano because GNU Nano is part of the GNU project. It's very popular. But if you want to install, this comment right here has Nano, VI, and Emacs, the big 3 that everyone kind of references in Flame Wars. So if you want to build it, you want to change this, you can kind of just put in whatever text editor you want. Definitely recommended. Yes, this is tobacco. This is a black and mild with tobacco in it, and This is my Cyberpunk pro player. So this is a config file. So, I mean, before we actually code most of this in, what we have to do is put the config file so when it is parsed, there's something there. Root overlay is blank. This is a directory that will get, it's going to get copied over when the script runs. So here we have here in our new gen, and of course docs, we have a whole, what's it called? So even before we wrote the program, we have big on documentation, real big on documentation. This will kind of give you a vision, more of a vision here, a full like description of the spec here of what everything means. If you come across one of these in the wild, you know, if you find this is on GitHub. You come across one of these in the wild, it'll give you a full description of what it is, how to identify them, and how to read them. Which is the whole point of metadata, is so people can who aren't familiar can read it, and then it can be parsed by both scripts and programs, scripts, and humans. So here we have a magic number, which is a comment on the top of the text file. And this is the script. So far, there's not much here. A lot of times we start off, literally, I mean, this is, I literally start off writing the help first. You start off writing the documentation, and then once you write the documentation, write the script, and then, of course, you can, because these ones are easy to write, and then once you've kind of everything's working, then you can worry about writing even more documentation in the man pages. So we have here a knit template. This one's written here as a function. So, you know, and because it's this one, we have right here, it's another trick of bash scripting, which I think is actually kind of cool, is custom if-then-else operators. So if you put the lines here like this, test operators, there's a certain things like, you know, like -o, or, you know, -a for or and, or equals or less than or whatever. But if you just type in if, you can just do if function name and do logic with this. So this will just parse. So this here is just going to parse here. Another cool thing about like shell, or, you know, if it's a bug or a feature, is that there's no bool type in shell in bash. What's it called? It's just an integer. It's a 1 or a 0. So a 0 is true, and a 1 is false. So you can see here that this check right here is template to check if what's it called? You know, the target given like a path is actually a directory. So so here we go through here. It's just check all the fail conditions, and if you get any fail condition, you return a 1. And if there's no fail conditions at the end, you can return a 0. So here we have with the files here. If the target's not a directory, return 1. What's it called? If it's not a directory, so first you start with the obvious. Check if it's a directory. Check if there's a file here. Check if there's a file here called template RC, and then check if the root overlay exists. Right off the bat, that's a no-go. So now that all that exists, we're going to use parse environment, which is this is an off-the-shelf function. I copied and pasted it, but this is my own work. This is actually in my bash theory repo, where I have a parse config and parse environment. So this is actually, if you can talk in github.com/gijack, you know, bash theory. This is one of my generic functions, and I copy paste this one, and we can now parse the environment. So what this does is it parses the config a little more safely, to prevent anything like a shell escape or the config file from just running code and pwning the project. Might be a little important. I don't know. So after this, once we've parsed the environment, we check all the variables in the environment. All the essential ones needed to run. It needs a project name. It needs a name, version, architecture. That's it. Everything else is optional. In the system, it needs kernel, bootloader, system services, extra packages, extra init modules. Everything else is optional. Author is completely optional. If it doesn't get any of those, it returns 1. Gets the end, returns 0. Even though it returns 0 anyway, explicitly returns 0, which is basically for code readability here. So anybody kind of reading this is a good, self-documentation. So what we're in here is this one, our first one, which is our first one here. This is just a function. This isn't doing anything yet. Write the documentation, then write all the commands as functions, and then write the main function that parses. It parses commands and then runs the proper command. Is how we're going to do this. So here, generate init. Jesus, that's not what I wanted to do. So actually, let's init. Change this to init image. And okay, so this looks better. Generate an install of Arch based on a file name, compile template. And we're going to generally put these in order of how they're used. So, because we just remember this is meant writing this to be read. So we do a init template and the image is generally in order of how they want them to be read. So I'll actually close that here, because regardless of how you set Genie, it does funny things with spaces. It doesn't really respect when you hit the tab, put a tab in there. So let's just go with the regular text editor, and you can see here that when you put it in a text editor, they all kind of line up. So in the image, if you notice this line kind of here at the right, this is specifically 80 characters. It doesn't matter so much anymore, but for 80 characters on an old terminal, all you have is 80 characters. So just because reasons, you never know. All the help output is aligned to 80 characters. This is also why we do cat EOF. So here, this is exactly what it looks like. You can type in this exactly. This is output exactly what it looks like instead of just echoing multiple lines. So it's very good for formatting. So nef image. Let's go. Image. Update the packages of Arch image runs Pacman SYU. Okay, so we want to make sure it's the latest patch version. This is basically patches the system. Okay, cool. We need one of those. Update image. What else are we going to do? Open a shell and open the shell and Arch image. No. template is not applied. Turns that depends on okay, no override is not applied and required. The require, not required, won't work. What else do we need? What else is missing here? Let's take a look here. Like I said, any questions, feel free to ask. Hey there, Dulce. I think it's pronouncing it. It's Italian, right? Or Spanish, or so. Okay, here we do this, so it's consistent. So that's consistent. All dashes are all underscores. This is just going to be consistent here. All right. What more? We need more functions here. There's a few functions here because what we need to do here is entire life cycle, because you can do initial install, and if you already have an image here, you're going to have to patch. You want to break these down into steps because people might want to only do like one step at a time. Image shell, compile template. So of course, as the final step is compile template. Everything's together. Create a usable thing where you can just upload to DigitalOcean directly. All right, we can always add more later. Just save this. And this is taking a while because we have 30 minutes left. All right, next command in the list is the image. So, init image. So, because this is disk image scripts. So, because this is disk image scripts. And also, it's no on the top. You have default variables on the top. Some of these are taken from other functions, but things like base arch or arch. File name base arch. No, it is. Arch. Let's make that arch.img. It's not base arch, it's just arch. Let's just call it base install. Base install. I think base install. Base install sounds better. I think. Right. So if somebody's leafing through a directory, they don't read. They read the documentation. You kind of gets the point. You know. You're like base install. That looks good, actually. So do we need any variables for a function? This one has a target. We're going to assume but actually, like everything here, we're going to do local target is present working directory. There's no and now that we have here, because we have this template variable, Actually, I need some music. Let's kick some tunes on. Always need some tunes when you're coding. But you know what's funny? Side note, Hackers the Reality, aka DEFCON, has better soundtrack than Hackers the Movie. And that's not a diss against Hackers the Movie, which has an awesome soundtrack. I was about to say, they have Prodigy and Machines of Love and Grace. Among a lot of other great, a lot of other great bands. But the actual DEFCON soundtrack's even better than that. And they're both great, but the DEFCON soundtrack is better. What a... if it is target is template. Now, always note when there could be a space. What's it called? With shell, you always have to quote because every line gets an eval. Well, actually, here, if it is template or exit with error. Not valid. Okay, so instead of like a whole big if then else in shell, you can kind of do this. Again, exit status 2. This function here, exit with error, is another one of my generic functions. All this will do is it will print an error message and quit. So it'll print this as an error message and it'll quit with this exit code. So you can put this all in one line, and it's easy to read. So at the top, I always will standard this. 0 is a success. 2, the command ran and failed. 1, the command ran and failed. 2, it's an invalid input. And 4 is a help message. So anything kind of, or anything like a help message is 4. So, valid exit code. So right now here you have valid exit code coding. Okay. So now, so what else do we have here? So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get this script over here. Huh. Init, image, and wherever this is installed in path, because we're going to assume that this is installed because these are all in the same package. We're going to install this is all installed as a package. As you notice, it has a make file. We're assuming you use this or you use the system package to install these. So this variable up here, we're just going to take this. So let's see. Let's look at this one. File name. So all we have to do here is right here. This is going to create a new image. Here. Oh, but it looks like we're missing something. We're missing that big S size variable. How careless of me. This probably belongs in the spec. So we're going to do size. So what we probably want to do here is parse the environment target. Huh. Default template. Oh, and already found a bug. So this is just gonna, this is just gonna go, as coded right here, is going to parse. I hate new metal. I'll be honest with you, I fucking hate new metal. It's just fucking Christ. It's like shit I hated in the 90s, and then it's back. This is, ladies and gentlemen, why Jack hates 90s nostalgias, because I remember the fucking 90s and I hated most of it back then too. Then again, a lot of the great bands in the 90s, like Tool or Typo Negative or even Danzig. Nobody brought, no, they were never brought back. They didn't bring back any of the cool shit. Monster Magnet, they still tour again. Okay, so here, with the parse environment, we actually have to parse the template. That's a good catch here. This template is now parsed, because the template is essentially a shell script, and we're just removing all the executable shit. Parse environment. Template. Huh. Actually, you know what? Because I don't like magic numbers. So the reason why I'm doing this, right, is I'm putting these on variables in the top, right, is because I don't like magic numbers. I like everything to be changeable. I like everything to be mutable. This a lot of times really sometimes saves your ass because it makes this is what makes the code more like silly putty. So you don't want any, if you don't want anything hard coded buried. This is good practice for any language. Buried deep inside it, you just kind of want anything like file names or numbers or whatever. To be extracted as variables, and you can put kind of like these statics at the top. If this was a C, these would all be static types. These would be static types right here. A lot of times, if this was C, most of the time this would be a separate file, like a header file. You do a .h file, and then you kind of put like all those like in the header file. So for whatever reason, if somebody wants to modify the code, or you have to modify the code, this becomes easy to fix. Or it especially prevents typos, because now you just have to do template index and it gets all of it. So here we are. So let's go back here, template. Project. We need a name for this variable. It doesn't matter so much because at the end, in case if you're just tuning in, we have this this final script called a shrink wrap image. So we have this right here. This is this program. This is this script right here. So what this does at the end, right at what you call all the way at the end, is this just shrinks the image down to the smallest possible size. And then you could use it just shrinks it down to the smallest possible size. So you can just make a really large image, like it's supposed to like overshoot of how much you need, and then this will shrink it down as much as possible. So actually no, in the image size. Let's actually copy this from here, right here. Huh. Huh. Default template. So it should be noted that these have these underscores in the name. When these get processed, that underscore goes away. So actually, what we do here, that's a default. X4. Let's just put it here. Size of the initial stall. No. This the final image gets reduced with less possible size. We don't need to quote that, that's a number. So here we do, mount image sh. Local mount. Point equals. Let's mount this on a temp directory. Make temp D. So let's just double check this, man. MK temp. So MK temp D. This is, it shouldn't need to be quoted, but just in case. Again, this is our mount image script. This is the script above. This is the man page that I wrote. Huh. So here we're going to do, now the image is mounted. So far, we've initialized the image. We've mounted the image. And now we're going to pack strap install all the extra packages. What we need here is we're going to need here for the other project. Let's put this as a variable here. Packages. This makes sense though, right? We put this up top so we can add them later. Oh, there we go. Let's put the. So now you can hear the tunes.
Work ethic to match my bus's toes. Two of us, number one, like we throwing peace signs. Got your torrent leeching, everybody wanna see mine. Back to the back of the class with an accurate match of the speed rhymes. Magnitude is reducing exactly half of our lead time. If you're looking for a quote, then the bars are all billable. Never heard a track that we couldn't find killable and stillable. Still to deal with the handshake, while 80% hurting on your network sideways.
So here's the thing: it's nerdcore hip hop. There's only one type of nerdcore hip hop that's fucking worth anything. That's fucking happening. That's hacker rap. That's some fucking real shit. All right, back. Okay. Back.
Downtime is minimal, but come to be expected. But clients can't handle how hard we can direct us. Expect us. Undermined basic baselines when the troubleshooters come around to smash another deadline.
All right. Base image is installed. All right. So this one actually needs a mount.
Blood's thicker than water, we deal in electricity, but never in the business of some sad complicity. But if it be a battle that you wanna wander into.
Okay, so now we're at a impasse here.
Flip you with a quick move, that's what that about. With a rear naked choke on your way to tapping out. Wanna take the serum? Man, nobody's hearing them. Shells raining Bitcoin, G-Coin and Ethereum.
One second. Now we're going to have to figure out how we're going to do this, though. Because there's no good way to tell it which image to unmount. It was, in my infinite wisdom, I didn't think being consistent was important. So unmount works on mount. Okay, so nothing's mounted. CD cloud. So it looks like this. It doesn't give you a mount point directory. Huh.
Exposure to follow.
Huh. What?
Stand by for this message.
Huh. This is in fact a puzzle here. How are we going to get it to recognize? Let's read the man pages for grep. Fix strings. Huh. Perfect.
Exposure to follow. Will result in certain death. In certain death.
So at the top, let's do this. Okay. D F1. All right, cool. So now this is what we have now. Equals. So now we can go find out where exactly this thing is mounted. Or let's actually do this the better way, instead of just taking this command prod. So let's get the, we're gonna need to get the mount deck here. We're gonna get this one. Okay. Yeah. Grep. There you go. So let's double check to make sure this works. So let's just see if this works as a variable. Whole line. We could just post it right in the command line because this is bash. We can just see echo. Now, dev. Groovy. So echo mount dev. Huh. how do we do this? This was something like this. Bash. Get last characters. Right. Oh. Yeah, what's it called? I kind of mixed up Bash and Python, so... What's that one again? So there we go. That just gets to the place we want it to. I guess we don't have to do this. So there we go. And now we can RM F. Well, actually, we'll do this the same way. The safe way, we're going to RM dir. So there we go. That should work, except for we're missing one thing here. Way! Looks like the, what's it called? Looks like system checked. Completed. We're back to, what's it called? Red array is fine. Close that out. And the one thing we have to do here now is we're gonna throw in some error checking. And the reason why we're doing some error checking is it'll make troubleshooting and error messages a little more joyful. Make everything look a little better. So the way we're gonna do it is we're just gonna do error checking as an entire function. Here, local I for integer, exit code 0. So for all these, we can go exit code this. Now we don't have to add add all the exit codes. The thing is, this again. All this is going to be doing is checking for the presence of any code. So if it fails, you can just plus equal 1, and that's going to be enough to throw out the other. Actually, this should be a hard fail. Exit with error 1. Parse. Index fail. Exit with error 1. Okay. Notice these are all ones because these are all operational failures.
Hello? 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 We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
Error 1.
I'm in a ghost town, central to my residential. Evident while I try to weather my temperamental. Existential, my brain learned it is transcendent. Seems to be eternal, a pandemic that can't end. In case personal space, the face always masking it. Markets crashing fast and quick, an overdose of avarice. On the news, the planet is off its axis. People fighting over the paper they wipe their asses with. Charging the battle with accelerated catalysts. To chase a set of challenges, linger out of my cabinet. Blacking out the track, I've developed from this habit. Skip bottles disappear like the rabbits in the magic trick. It's all smoking mirrors lined up, reflecting well. Solo house party with my infinite selves. Been a minute and a half since seeing any friends. There's still gonna be a few gonna cut my hair again. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location. And if I die, I couldn't choose a better location.
So, there was that. We've completed the function for the second command. So now we just have 3 to go.
Learning to hermit in the sands that an old crab is. Falling backwards to redeveloping old habits. Wanna grab it, but stable is so evasive. Spend years making progress, in an instant I erase it. Wanna give it up, but I can't, you know the deal. Try to sound convincing that I'm so for real. Feeling further broken till I'm searching for a motive still. Hoping for a notice, still regressions of my social skills. Keep reverting my hard working silently. Watching my entire speed creeping toward anxiety. Spiking in my time of need and never falling fast. Reeling for an even keel, hit a wall and crash. Let's go back, we'll fire up a blue portal. Plus I just adjusted, I can't handle a new normal. At this party, but each time it's half-hearted. Sentenced to the deep end, tracking where I crash started. I couldn't choose a better location. And if I die, I couldn't choose a better location.
Okay. So I noticed I made a mistake here.
I couldn't choose a better location. And if I die, I couldn't choose a better location. Better location.
Hope you're ready to get blue shelled hard enough to fucking fall off the internet.
Let's put this here.
About to wreck this fucking shit. You ever had dry bones straight slap you in the fucking mouth? Cause that's what's going down. Alright, hurry up. Pick your fucking course. Come on. Not baby part. God.
Okay. So maybe we might actually swap this out later. Because what we might actually do is we might put this line in the main. We might factor this into the main template. We'll just put this as template, and if not, it'll exit, and then we'll do that later. So if this doesn't exist, we're just going to exit with error 1. So do a functional check, make sure this is a template, make sure the image we're supposed to patch exists.
Let's start talking trouble.
Alright, so here's the syntax of it. Archroot, shooter. So archroot. So note, instead of using sudo, we're going to use as root, which kind of automatically, which can use anything, sudo policy kit, or if UID is 0, it'll just run directly. So it's just as root, and we'll figure out what root is later. Mount point, backman.
Fucking failures finally figured out they did it. I wanted to grab on my neck. These asinine assholes push me never.
So that's a lot of copied code. We'll figure out, maybe we should figure out how to factor that. Maybe when we put in the main image. Alright. Because right now this won't do anything, this is just functions. So we'll just put functions. So let's just put in here. And the main function is
I was busy making my personal soldier pepper. It took you 2 years to make a record, never got any better. Rolling your love better, and your best punchline was like, hey man, your friends are so much fucking cooler than mine. They all down, he was so standing with the hands out.
Alright. Slowly but surely this comes together. We have 1, 2, we have 3 commands. So the big one here that we still haven't gotten to here is this compile template, which puts everything together. And so that one we have need to do the shell. Oh, the shell's gonna be easy. Let's do the shell here.
About your mic plan and how you played a show last night, fucking grand. A regular Paul McCartney, hardly any difference here between you and I don't know Pearl Jam. Listen up, I heard you in the bathroom throwing shade on the barkeep. The payout and the last who's to take the stage while you stood outside on your cell phone taking Instagram photos of your PV arm and ass. Cool, I get it, I've been there. The bitter musician sitting at the center of attention, slipping off, living pretty until the people stop coming. At a show every fucking week, and then heavy on the air quotes. You gotta blame the scene. Step back, look around. You're not a fucking martyr. You're not a helping hand with all that bullshit that you are. I sit in the bathroom and pout. Should've promoted the show harder. And when I called you out, you stood there shaking your head like, oh, I guess I shouldn't have done it.
They all down, he was so standing with the hands out.
Okay, so that's really easy. So instead now we have basically the first floor, the only thing we have left is compile template. But this one we'll save for next time.
So now it seems the situation deteriorates further every day. You feel a million opportunities flooding off and spitting in face. It's true. You want the voice of a generation, not the voice of a movement. Any sort of young sensation. Nobody owes you a damn thing. They don't know a thing to me. Nobody took anything away. There was nothing to give. See you called putting it in.
All right. So check. Turn the mic up a little bit. Let's check the chat. Anything in the chat? So if you're curious about anything I do here, you can kind of questions. So cloud computing, it's contentious, right? Because okay. So let's some real talk here. If you want to know what the cloud is essentially somebody else's computer. So I mean, everyone kind of says, "Oh, but it's somebody else's computer." And I think my reaction to it was because it's somebody else's computer. Really? You know, it's the funny hackers since like forever. They've been trying to get access to somebody else's computer. So from a pen testing standpoint, every time you spin up an image in the cloud, you get a different IP address. Okay, think about that for 1 second. All right. A different IP address. They're from different subnets, even different class A's, right? And if somebody looks up a who is on it, there's like looks at the ASN, and gets the who is information from the ASN, they're not going to get anything about you. They're just going to tell us from a cloud provider. So, like, let's say you're on like AWS, and you have a random IP address that you just spun up in a cloud instance. It took you 3 seconds to spin up because you already made a template. Now let's say I can, instead of like maybe taking, this would be like about 2 or 3 days to make one of these before. So let's say I can just take the template, right? And I can use the template off the GitHub and you can just download it, maybe change 1 or 2 little things, or I can just iterative version control on kind of my template, and then it'd take me 15 minutes to generate. In about 2 minutes or 3 minutes to spin up every individual cloud with a separate IP address. And of course 15 seconds to burn it. So you think about that, a new random IP address. So think about all the templates you could run with that, right? You could run a VPN server. You could run a SideBNC instance. You're basically using this as like your own private Kubernetes, but you're using a public cloud and getting a new IP address every time. So think about it this way. And this, what's it called? The third project I'm going to do besides disk image strips and Cloud Init Extra is just orchestration with the cloud APIs. Is either in Python or a get-in shell. So you don't even have to log in to do it in a web console. You could just have this automatically cycle IP addresses in VMs. So by the time there's anyone figures out what you're doing, the VM's gone. Because you just burn it. But what happens to all that data on the VM? I mean, surely. And then you have all this stuff like the typical Ninja OS stuff, like you have the self-destruct command that you can use that to overwrite the root. So you're gone. The VM doesn't exist, and you have a new one. Faster than they can read the logs. That needs, and again, you can do things like VPN, tunnel with SSH. Like what you can put there, options are endless, and you can all just write these all as like cloud profiles. Or especially you put the images in an overlay and you have metadata. So the whole point of this is it just makes iterative changes a lot easier, and change management easier. So like right here, so before we leave this around, we have image size here. So there's no image, so image size is here. So before we do that, bam, 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 bam. But yes, all this brought to you is the same guy who brought to you Ninja OS. So I'm always thinking something clever. I always have like a, Ninja OS ways, you always have like a fucking trick up your sleeve. always doing something really clever. I'm not just doing something clever, taking something clever and you just kind of iron it out into SOP. You can write like SOPs or something clever. So make sure we get this one. Template RC. We'll put this down in we put this down in the system section. So we'll put this on top here. Image size. And megabytes of initial system install. This needs big database system install. However, the final image will be shown to you. Okay, documentation is updated. We already have document this as we go, because nothing is without documentation. Actually, here, let's go. Okay, so at the end of the day, if you haven't seen what I'm doing, is I did a whole bunch of git add. See what I'm doing here. Let me shrink myself back down here. So if anyone's kind of wondering what we did here, I was just typing in something. I did git add, so I added all these directories, and then I added what's called a script. So we're going to do git commit. We're going to push. Now we're going to push all these to git, which is the most important part, because now this is public, and now everyone can use this. More work on gen template image. So, okay, what I did template and size key. Follow. Comments. The image. Image shell. Alright, let's yeet that up to the cloud. Actually, C file. Right, RC for more. Let's close this, don't save. Let's open this here at the text editor because this actually gets okay, so man5 template RC. I'll be honest, I'll be real honest, we have a blank file with this right now. Yeah, it's one of those, writing man pages is a real pain in the keister, so I'm just going to write that at the end. Once I finish, it's going to be based on here. So once I have this, I'll write this. the man pages. And again, this is again also blank. So there's templates here. There's 2 placeholders. They're showing you the files exist. It's just there's nothing in it now. I thought that was the best way to do it because the files exist, and once the files exist, you can put them in the makefile, and the makefile will work or whatever. So disk image scripts. All right. So that's about all we're going to do for that today. And right into World of Warcraft.
Knock, knock, motherfuckers.
All right, a wild side pocket has appeared. When this happens, you generally want to cover up your butthole, otherwise things get a little rough.
I'm like a vampire. As soon as you invite me in, I can
Or
leave and exit, and I count holes as such too.
Yeah, or just get some lube and hope you use your reach around. But, oopsie, wrong game. I was playing Diablo 3 earlier. Oops, so we're going to have to wait till this to launch. You're not on cam,
That's fine.
You're not on cam, by the way.
Yeah.
You have to move either to the left or the right. So let's actually put this camera down.
There you go.
Would you like some gin and tonic, good sir?
Not for right now. I'm gonna be
Scoot
more
a
concerned
little
about
bit
later.
to the left.
Ah, that's easy. I already did that in my vote.
As I said, this is the time warp here. Just a jump to the left.
Yep. Now,
and a hop to the right.
I saw this video recently
Put your
where it's
hands on
like
your
metal
hips.
it was like metal
And your knees in
videos
tight.
going through stereotypes, and they were like,
Okay.
they made the joke of like, oh, I stepped in some shit. It was the Disturbed album, so I imagine like on the computer, you're like, oh, I'm paying some garbage here. It's like Diablo 3, and then you load up World of Warcraft, and it's like, ah.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, like all this shit. If the reason why I hate '90s nostalgia, it's all the shit I hated in the '90s is now back.
President.
Yeah, there's like nothing good I liked in the '90s. It just went away, but everything bad just kind of like.
So, question: does both Blizzard's client and World of Warcraft, are those both Lutris? Or are they separate? Like
they're separate
launchers. Like I mean,
Oh, no.
I know they're separate. Like in terms of games, but I mean in terms of like running them on your machine.
Yeah, I mean this you kind of install through Lutris. You kind of hit the add button and then you.
Right.
Or more specifically, you go to Lutris's website, and then there's a .lutris file that downloads, and there's associated file types, so Lutris opens and imports it, and then it shows up as an icon, and then you double click and it
I
installs.
always wonder who chose the otter. So
I think it's a ferret, and
otter is a ferret that swims.
it's a cooler ferret.
Change my mind.
It's a ferret that takes a bath on a regular basis.
Yes, like the people that own them. So
Which is, no, you're not wrong. You're really not wrong. Okay, so we're gonna play World of Warcraft.
I figured this would be a nice way in because while I am like a gamer, I have really no clue about World of Warcraft besides that it exists and there was a shitty movie made in China based on it. Like I remember when you had to pay a subscription for this thing. Like that's how old this game is.
Okay, yeah.
Like
I still thought we paid a subscription because I put my credit card in
Like,
there. I
I
forgot
think-
about it.
I think when this game came, actually, good question. Let's.
2004 came out 2004.
2004. Okay, so.
And I've been playing it since
Let me do some math
2007.
in my head. Yeah, when this game came out, there was rumors about an Xbox 2
Oh.
because Xbox 360 came out in 2005.
Okay, so anyway, here I have this guild charter. What server is this one on? Log out.
Also, I'm gonna type.
I am on the server Stormrage.
Yes.
So I am on.
In fact, I'll be right back and type that into the general chat. Although we had a weird.
I am on Stormrage. Right, and if you want to go and play with me, I'll sign my guild charter on Stormrage. You can go put a guild named Jersey Turnpike. This is the quasi-official DC 201 World of Warcraft Guild Alliance.
Oh, we're in the closet now.
Huh?
We're in the closet now.
Wait, what?
You said closet deal, right?
No, Alliance.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't migrate really.
That's cool. Alright, so here we go. One of these follower missions because just level up stuff. All right, what now? Let's actually go. Let's try doing some high-end content. This is always fun. Okay, so they're offline. So
I had to make sure I was done cooking, so I don't melt down the apartment.
that would always be a good idea.
Yeah, I just noticed that your mask inside out looks like a cartoon facsimile of a plague doctor.
I mean, it's the same concept.
Like,
Yeah.
if you look
Yeah.
at it that way, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a plague mask of sorts. Another load new tank.
All right,
Everyone DPS.
So what dice do you have to roll here? Like, I'm a complete noob.
So I cast magic missile timer.
It doesn't help that everyone's trying to play Baldur's Gate 3 right now. Yes, there's a Baldur's Gate 3. It just got released.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it did.
Why does this game exist? I don't know.
What's funny is, ironically enough, apparently the Stadia version's the best version. Not only because it has a crowd play feature, but apparently this is like one of those new next gen games. So like, it basically like if you got that 1 terabyte hard drive, that's like how big the game file is. Like it's something ridiculously huge.
Yeah.
Like let me actually look that up because I've never actually looked up the size, but I heard it was like sad in its enormity. There was literally a streamer on Twitch who spent 2 hours trying to download and install it, and not only is it huge, but Steam servers kept crashing, so he actually bought it on Stadia in order to stream it that night, and he's been doing that ever since. So. Because Google did something right for once, because, a broken clock is right, like, once a year,
So yeah, we have these things called keystones, which is kind of.
Alright, let's go to Satan and find out.
Let's see if anybody will let me play with them.
Now, if they make a sequel to Icewind Dale, I'm gonna start crying. Let's see.
Alright, so let's see if any people will let us join these groups. I can start doing mythics.
So you've been trying to build like a hacker guild for World of Warcraft?
DC 201 guild. It's a guild. The guild's name is the Jersey Turnpike. Because I take this 100% seriously.
Because it keeps crashing and it doesn't know where it's going.
something like that. It's because it smells funny. That's why.
Gotcha. Alright, that's alright. Oh, holy shit. Oh, that number hurt my brain. Oh. Ow. What? I want to get an exact number here. Holy. Oh my god. Alright, so the first thing which I already knew of is that you can fit over 75 Baldur's Gate 2s into Baldur's Gate 3. Do you know how big the main game is before the patches and updates hit?
How much?
It's 150 gigabytes.
Why? That's a lot of gigabytes.
I'm pretty sure it's the same 3 sins: uncompressed textures, uncompressed audio, and video. I bet you that, especially since it uses a lot of like pre-rendered cutscenes, I bet you that always kills games.
Yeah, but you can still compress
It
it.
used to be that you had to have, like, the joke is, you used to have like, I mean, you still have to have a shit ton of RAM, but you had to have like a really good GPU, CPU balance, because it was like the actual rendering that would take up your space. And now the joke is, oh yeah, no, you can like run Crysis on Potato, but like, can you download it? Like,
Yeah.
you have enough memory to fit the thing.
Yeah, because it's what's it called? Your potato's not going to have enough disk space or anything anyway.
Yes. So it's like, no, that whole thing, like, think about like what after the OS and updates happen, I think PlayStation, for example, with consoles, PlayStation 5 is going to have about 60 gigs left if it's 1 terabyte, and Xbox Series X is going to have around 800 gigabytes left if it's 1 terabyte. And if Baldur's Gate is like the new type of next-gen games coming out, that's over 150 gigs on PC alone. Like, you know, it's like, oh, we finally got past a terabyte, and it's like, good luck, you'll install 3 games. Like, you know? This is just get out of here. It's like, no wonder why people still play games like this. At least you can, like, download this in bits, despite, like, all 18 billion updates. So I'm guessing that, what is it, Jack Molotov or whatever is your, like, that's like your default, and you have like all these other characters?
Yeah, Jack Molotov is my,
I just love, because I'll never forget the first time I saw you play World of Warcraft, and I was like, oh, you have a motorcycle in the game.
Yeah.
That's fitting. I was also confused, because I'm like, isn't this supposed to be like a Dungeon and Elves and Sword fantasy game? And you're like, oh god, I'm gonna have to break it to him.
Yeah.
With the recent storyline and shit.
Well, the thing is, though, it's kind of like World of Warcraft was never kind of high fantasy. It was always kind of like, yeah, here's some like technology and spaceships and like a fantasy game. It's
like lightsabers in the Matrix, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically like that. And like the thing is though, it's like if you look at like all the character names, it's just pop culture reference. Like you can find like Ernest Hemingway reference. But the thing is though, it's like everything though. Mm-hmm. It's like there's like a mob named Hertzger. There's lots of Ernest Hemingway references. It's just like
I was originally gonna Leroy Jenkins to the door.
Yeah. Speaking of Leroy Jenkins, it became meta because actually getting the Leroy is actually an achievement now.
If I also remember exactly,
because that's actually meta. That's actually part of the game now.
A collectible or playable World of Warcraft card game.
Yeah.
And he got so famous, he actually became a card move.
Yeah.
It was his character. It was called Leroy with 8,000 O's Jenkins. That was like a rare card you could get in the deck.
Yeah.
You know, I will say this. I at least appreciate that this actually, you can tell the difference is like, even though there's, I guess, pop culture references in this game, at least it was like, it has its own memes, and even the pop culture references, like, that's kind of why we think that's like
Driven mad by
what
Nazoth's
drives me
whispers,
crazy is there's a
Thrall
bunch of
believes
people-
that the elements warn him of a disaster that only the old god.
Oh, he says this every
all
time.
fantasy games have this type
Now
of
all of Orgrimmar drinks
Yeah,
the
but
blood
like at a
of
certain time,
Nazoth,
like World of Warcraft,
twisting
you
the
can tell
Horde
that-
into a
it doesn't
frenzied
reference its
war
own stuff. It has
machine.
Ernest Hemingway
Yeah,
memes.
but
It's
what,
got like
what I mean about this, for example, is that I love playing Fortnite, but in Fortnite, there are people, and it's not even Zillennials, this is the general public, who think that the backpack dance comes from Fortnite when they actually base that off of another. So it's like Fortnite is so ambiguous that not only do they directly take from directly from pop
You
culture, like
stand
the
before the
developers,
black
Yeah.
but it's so big that people think other pop culture references originate from Fortnite.
That's effing great.
Yeah, welcome to hell.
Okay, so let's see here.
Oh, God.
Okay, so this one's a weird one. This one's actually pretty
That looks
hard.
like great.
I have been
Okay,
expecting you.
it basically is. Basically what happens is we're now Vessel Perfect Visions,
Blood Champion.
Blood Champion
Learn from
GI
the
Jack. I have a
past.
few titles.
Look
You go
Oh,
here.
okay.
to the future.
So I generally match my title to like whatever my
When-
characters were at the time.
You didn't tell me you got your red wings. When did you get your red wings? Blood Champion.
Yeah, exactly.
Haha, inside joke.
No, what's it called? Not as an inside joke. Everyone uses the term Red Wings, but where the term Red Wings actually comes from is in 1960, bikers, specifically the Hells Angels, if they went down on a chick during her period, they literally give the guy a red set of pilot wings to wear in his colors, wear in his cuts. And to actually get your Red Wings earned, like the official club way, you had to do it while the rest of the club watched. And, they basically told you when you could get your fucking face off her ball.
And all you have to do is do that from behind, and that's basically Trump rally. And you get brown wings for that. Well, you get COVID for that, but it's the same thing.
Okay. So here, so story of this guy.
Yeah, why are you in the
It
Jedi
seems our
archives?
fates are
Okay, so here, this is a
you
mental
trust
projection of the guy outside here. So let's go back here. Well, it's psychic shit. It's magic. It's World of
Yeah.
Warcraft. It's kind of. So here he is. This guy here.
This looks like the best worst thing. Like, this is the type of party I expect from New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been at parties like this.
I'm
at New York
surprised
Comic-Con.
that no one's cosplayed this because even the costumes in World of Warcraft are stupid ridiculous. Everything in this game is stupid
Well,
ridiculous.
no, they're in waves. I remember when I remember like about 4 to 5 years of World of Warcraft, and I think this will probably get. I always say demonetized, like we charge for this stuff, but like honestly, from what I heard, is that there's a lot of people who would like to cosplay as this, but they're now refusing to cosplay because of all the Blizzard's recent moves in the last 2 years. Not with World of Warcraft, just
Okay.
like
Okay.
in general.
Okay, so let's get back to the plot line here. So this is the Black Prince, right? So what do you mean by the Black Prince? He's the form of a human male. I think he's human.
At least he's actually black. Seems like it's.
Okay, so he's what's it called? So he's not actually a human though.
We
He's,
meet again,
Well, he's a black dragon.
Oh, so we're seeing this like from police officers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like normally the way like dragons in this game work.
What's the bird?
What?
What's the bird?
What bird?
There's like a winged wraith bird in the left side of the screen. That green thing.
Oh
flapping
yeah,
around.
I think that's somebody's pet. That's somebody's pet. Or either that or somebody's on like.
I'm sorry, I also block out lava lamps. Continue.
Oh yeah, that's somebody's pet. Somebody has a pet wraith bird or whatever. There's fucking hunters. They have all this. There's all kinds of weird shit here. Okay, so
Is there something you wish
the way
to
dragons
discuss?
work is dragons either can either be their dragon form or they're a big fucking dragon, or they take like a mortal
It
form
seems our
where they
fates
kind of
are
look like one of the playable races.
intertwined.
So some of them look like orcs, some of them look like humans, elves. Chromie, the famous one, the bronze dragon fight, has a lot of plot line. The bronze dragon fight is the
Do they actually have the dragon models in game?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
No,
so
because
yeah.
because I'm thinking like
Yeah.
a game designer, and when you were like, oh, they also take other forms, I'm sort of like, maybe that was like, I can imagine that you don't actually see the dragons in the game, but they have that just so it fits the engine. But okay, they have the forms in there.
So it depends on context. They actually see them like transforming back into like dragons.
Nice.
So the whole transform like thing is not really like
What happens when you get a budget in video games? Because they used to make video games.
yeah.
That's why.
So it does like all other transforms. You basically see like a poof, and then you go from one form to the other. Well, no, it's like I said, it's a very budget transform.
It's just-
No, exactly. It kind of looks like you ever see when they kind of do like an aura?
No,
like, it's like yeah, you're exactly what I'm talking about.
I've been
Yeah.
meaning to make a post of like, I've been wanting to make a post on our Twitter because I have to actually stitch it together. Of
Is
like,
there something you wish
our
to
our
discuss?
take on like hacking, what people think
Yeah.
hacking is, and what hacking actually looks like. And mine's is I want to find like in Commander's intro like all this blinky lighty computer stuff, and then it's like no, it's about red teaming. Of like
Yeah.
it looks like this like big like military command center, and also it's like what red teaming actually looks like. And it's that scene from Kung Pao Enter the Fist with the ninja where he throws the smoke pellet, but it only makes a tiny poof, and he's like. That's
Okay.
kinda how I
Yeah.
feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. So okay. So the dragons.
Okay, so what are we doing with dragons?
So
been
after this, I can
expecting
actually show you some like the dragon form dragons or dragon kin, all the other fucking
Is there
dragons.
dragon proctology?
Yeah.
I wonder why people like this game, because the Rule 34
Speak
list
your
on this is
mind.
ridiculous.
Okay, so black dragon flight foreshadowed that the black dragon flight. Of course, they turned evil because this is they're not exactly the best writing here.
Yes, and also police.
Yeah.
The black character turns into evil.
Black Dragon Lives. I want to say this right now. Black Dragon Lives Matter. How much shit am I gonna get? You just keep shit posting.
That's fine.
I know it's fine to you, but like somebody's gonna come up to me in person and go like, you said this on the internet. And I'm like, it's on the internet. Shut the fuck up. I shit post you, dumb motherfucker.
That needs to be a DEFCON 2 shirt. You said something on the internet.
No.
Pikachu face.
So not 20. So like back in 2014, right? 2014. Somebody comes up to me to confront me.
Oh, that hurts my soul that we're saying back in 2014.
Back in 2014.
Like it's like 30 years. Like we were all in like middle school or something.
I am coming down from the best pixie dust adventure. I think I can say pixie dust, right? Pixie sticks?
I'm just assuming that's a cool video game. Go on.
Yeah, I know. It's like these sugar packets. It's great.
Okay. He's really into his tea.
Yeah. I mean, sugar is great. And I have sugar rush, but anyway. So this guy comes up to me and he just recognizes me. He's like, "Did you really say the F on the thermometers for freedom units and the C is for communist units?" I am trying not to laugh. Of all the dumb things I said on the internet, it's
Wait, now I'm curious. Then what's Kelvin?
it's communist units in Russia because C was the communist comrade. It's obviously it's based on communist units.
It's Kevin Bacon. That's it.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
It's a communist Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, the actual
It's the Ku
fascist
Klux.
in Hollywood.
It's the actual. It's the Ku
actual
Klux Klan.
400-pound hacker.
It's a Ku Klux Klan.
All
That's
right.
why it's.
Yes, exactly.
So
That's
he
what-
is like stupid mad, and he's like dead serious, and I'm like, yeah, of course it is. So he's talking, and his friend is just laughing at him, and I'm like, how is this not obvious? Like, but
And
maybe.
then 2 years. Wait,
2 year-
14. 15. Yeah, 2 years later. the
Okay, so
election.
maybe about like a year later, right? This is not towards the election. It's about a year later.
Yeah.
Chaos Reborn is guild. Fuck you. I mean, 1 second. Let me block this guy. Random guild invite. So like 2 years
Imagine if
later,
That was in real life.
I have to stop making this joke, right?
Actually, no. Holy crap! That actually, depending on what industry you work in, that does happen in real life.
Yeah, because I have to
Oh,
stop.
guild invite, go.
Yeah, because I have to stop making this joke because people are actually literally believe that like Metric is now a communist conspiracy because some people are fucking stupid.
Yep.
And I think the worst part is when I first started making these jokes,
You
I was
and
literally
are not hackers. End of story.
when I first started making this joke like 15 years ago.
that
It
guy on
was
fire.
what?
That guy on fire.
It's an aura. He's like a fire aura or something, like some spell or effect that can't shift and makes him turn on fire.
God, now I wish some of my friends are here because I have like friends who are like really into tarot and stuff. So like that's actually conversations come up.
Okay, so if they're really into tarot,
Fire aura, you know.
so if they're really into tarot, somebody else can show them World of Warcraft. Because half the shit that like witches and wizards is can exist in a bastardized form in fantasy to start with.
Oh my
But it's gonna, but because it's World of Warcraft is low fantasy, it's going to be extra bastardized.
Oh my god, no. Holy crap. I have to find out in the future when Lydia is free on Thursdays. Lydia is an ex-neighbor of ours who is also a burlesque sex worker
Yeah.
performer. She's super into like Lord of the Rings and Fire and Ice, aka Game of Thrones and stuff like that. So if she doesn't know World of Warcraft, she will just
Yeah.
like this. And we could have her cosplay as like
Oh.
a dark elf or something, and she could be like your cheerleader. That'd be a fun stream.
It would be. But just, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought like A Song of Fire and Ice or Game of Thrones or whatever was actually really good and a good show, don't play World of Warcraft because it's all the same shit, but it's fucking stupid. It's gonna ruin.
Game of Thrones with pot.
Game of Thrones
Not
with
even
pothead.
good pot. Just
No, definitely a really good pod because you see there's a lot of real trip like very like okay, these people here are fucking hot, but
who will fight Odin? Space aliens.
okay.
Stand before the Black Prince.
So this guy's dad was the leader of the
meet
Black
again,
Dragon flag,
Shadow.
right? And what happens is 3 expansion packs ago in Cataclysm.
Do you trust
me? Around with giant ridiculous swords.
Oh no, all the swords here are giant ridiculous because I have these things.
That's why
right?
you play this game. Giant poison.
These are I carry these like these are my machetes.
And again, if you're on
Oh.
Twitch, you can scroll
I
down.
have been
We have
expecting
an armory plugin, so you can actually break down like Jack's character and what
Yeah.
he's carrying and stuff.
Okay, so here's
Speak
like
your
this.
mind.
This is kind of his dad
Be
was like
careful
kind of like the main
what you
villain
make
of
fun
like
of
the
in
Cataclysm
that
expansion pack.
Okay.
He got free from like Deep Home, which is kind of like this big deep Earth realm
Clever girl.
with like rocks.
You do
and then
realize
kind of
I am a
like
dragon,
this is where
yes?
he just
That I
like
can breathe
turned
fire?
half the world on
Just
his head.
making sure.
And he threatened the world, and he was.
I
slowly
am beginning
defeated
to
and put away.
understand
And this
what
guy
drove
shows up
my
and like,
father
oh my God,
mad."
why are you coming here? And he's like, yeah, well, I'm here to help you guys. So
You
he's
stand before
actually
the Black
here
Prince.
to help you fight basically Cthulhu-looking HP Lovecraftian demons.
Ah.
So this is what I have to buy here. This thing.
Well, it's nice to know that World of Warcraft is topical, mirroring the elections.
Yeah. so here we have this thing. It's Vessel of Horrific Vision. It's about to enter this like shadow realm of this really horrific
Question,
vision.
Do you like level up to get more spaces, or do you have to like pay those for like in-game?
What do you mean more spaces?
Like to put like more, like you just showed me a ton of crap. Like you had like a ton of spaces in Windows.
Oh, so the way these are bags,
Driven
right?
mad
Okay.
by Nazar's
So this one
wisdom,
Yeah,
here-
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Thrall
Okay.
believes that the elements warn him of a disaster
So here,
that
this
only
one here is
the
your
old
backpack.
god
This one's
can
included.
prevent.
Everyone gets this one.
Yeah.
Now
And these
all
ones are
of
bag slots, and
Orgrimmar
you can put
drinks the
bags in there.
blood of Nazar,
And you basically, if you
twisting
have
the
like Taylor,
horde
you can
into
make
a
them.
frenzy
Okay.
Or
war
if you're
machine.
like, if you don't, you buy them on the auction house for somebody
Yeah.
who makes them.
I was just curious about because I know it's probably
so-
like you have to
yeah.
either earn those things, real world currency, in-game currency, or something. So yeah.
Yeah, you basically buy them or make them. So like the real small ones are kind of like small ones you can buy from like the vendors in like the starting areas, or kind of not the starting areas, but like the few like kind of lowly areas. So you
Well, I
kind of.
imagine an IoT cloud network looks like in VR.
So okay, so this is what happens. This
Is there
the Orc
something you
capital
wish to
city, right?
discuss?
But it's
Yeah.
corrupted with like H.P. Lovecraftian visions.
Ah.
This is a map of it, right? So this kind of shows you. You can mouse over what's in each vision and what can you expect here.
How Lovecraftian is there racism?
Not quite.
I'm kidding. Kind of.
There is tentacles though. There's plenty
Ah.
of tentacles and faceless
So
creatures.
that means like big boob zombie girls are probably not going to do very well in this expansion.
No. Okay, so it shows you like what madness, because what happens is you get this thing called like a madness, like a debuff that just does random shit. It's generally fucking annoying. Okay, so this one has dark
Don't worry, you
delusions.
worked on BDS, I'm pretty sure.
So you can mouse over them here. It'll tell you like a show map of what's where. As its objection, I need to beat the final area to get a page of torn page of Fear and Flesh. I need 4 of them for the quest. So it's 4 areas. I'm probably not.
God, this sounds like goth.
So basically, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to do these like kind of with the whole team, right?
Yeah.
But I'm geared almost well enough at item level 450. I can kind of do these kind of solo.
Yeah.
But I'm joining here because what's it called? Instead of doing the raid finder, you can just do the regular and heroic, right? Things. But to do the mythic ones, right, you need to actually join a group with other players, like actual.
I'm just trying to figure out like a game that like she was on earlier
Yeah.
streaming Overwatch.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is though, like I want to say this right now. This is somewhat new, where you have like kind of like this group finder, this raid finder, and so
Right.
automatically a lot of tools to find groups. So this is looking for pre-made groups. This will just randomly
I
throw
can
you in.
imagine before this is
So before
hell
this,
years ago.
no, there was actually a channel in chat called Looking for Group. Nobody uses it to look for group anymore. It's just a bunch of fucking Nazis and incels.
Yeah, I was about
that
to say it was just endless ass jokes and like clan.
There's no endless ass
So-
jokes. It's just people just bitching about liberals, and it's just why they can't get
Yeah.
laid and alphas and like whatever. So I wound up quitting this because I realized that nobody
but-
actually uses this look for a group, and I'm like,
I had more
oh,
right-leaning friends who were complaining
Yeah.
about that. Where like even if you were that, it's like now like the Trump thing where you're just like shut up. I'm trying to
Yeah.
play the game. Just shut up.
yeah. So you figure that there's like all these other group finding tools. That anybody who's serious about finding a group is just going to use one of these tools. So it's very legacy that nobody actually looking for a group is there. It's kind of like the bottom of the barrel. People don't actually play the game. But one of the people there is actually in a group with them, and I guess we'll get back to each other later. But anyway, so like here,
We meet
I wanna
again.
see blood.
we just hit enter here. Everything fades to black.
Oh, it's like drinking tequila. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is how they do it. Oh yeah, this is definitely Poland right now.
Okay, so here we are. This is kind of a very like twisted version of Ugamara.
You have entered
Horde.
Ward D.
Yeah. So here we are. I keep on the eye out for like treasure chests.
Oh, so you're like, I can see you're like in stealth mode right now.
Yeah, I'm a rogue. I play a rogue.
Yeah. Well, no, just because you went transparent.
All right.
I mean, you occasionally do that in real life, just not on camera.
What? Go stealth mode?
No, transparent.
I was going to say, you go in stealth mode. You stick around. For whatever reason, I just can't.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm like a
Champions,
mutant.
we've been needing your help.
Way too many turrets scoring up their money.
It's just in time, Walker. My brothers and sisters in the Valley of Spirit being
We're bad camera code, so you think I'd be more like. Yeah, smack them on.
How can we help?
Okay, so
That's a great run.
these are
We
trolls.
got to kill that one first.
Wait, like,
I'd be honored to
like character trolls or like
No, they're actually like the race. It's a race. They're trolls.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because I thought when you did that run, because that's like, because you know, for example, I played enough games online that you have that one guy who knows the game so well.
All right, hold on. I got concentrate here.
Backwards.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you're fighting my ex. What do you
I
think
just
of that?
no. I gotta concentrate here. This is.
Got hit by
The
magic.
thus corrupted totems be driving our shaman mad
Dark
with
Illusions,
whispers from
so
the void.
a shadow
We
version of
need
Jack.
to destroy them all.
That was like one of your big brother right there.
Yeah, what's it called? The trolls in general are just basically they kind of
This is HP Lovecraft. That's fine.
no. But that's not even because that's actually long. That's always just beginning, not just
I know.
expansion. Jesus. Okay, now a dark version of me comes after me.
Oh, so it's just like real life.
Black sinners. So the cool thing about like rogues is you kind of have stealth and around a lot of ways to go.
So I have a question. What was like first? Was it like shortcuts on or shortcuts on
Entirely unrelated. They have nothing to do with each other. Okay, see that shadow guy coming at me? If he touches me, like he just goes to boom, and I take damage. So that's called dark. The madness is called dark delusions. They always do something to like me, just like ah.
So you just like to say that next year I'll be the level
Here it comes, dark delusion.
You know, with the pools and stuff, it's kind of like a Jason, especially with the way your character's designed, it's kind of Jason Bourne, like, okay.
Yeah, kind of. I play a rogue, so it's I kind of look. I kind of. This is definitely either.
Basically, when you go out motorcycle riding, that's
So I made my character look rogue already. Okay, so this bar here is a sanity bar. And basically, instance ends and then it runs out.
it's 2020, mine's like wearing out like 4 months ago.
Just surprised with dark delusion here.
It's kind of cool that, like, I guess they've, like, because I guess even though they made upgrades to the engine, they unlocked upgrades now, and entertain people that
They changed a lot of things actually. There is WoW Classic. I actually do have that installed.
So what I mean by that is, like, you know, with most video game engines, for example, like even Fortnite stuff like this, where it's like you can't like, I mean they could, but it's like how you can see someone make like soccer out of this, like the actual.
Oh no! Don't worry. There's a lot of mini games in World of Warcraft.
No. That's what I know there is. It's just that's what makes this kind of. Kelly Conway was a bitch in the camp. Basically, Twitter's top trending was like.
Cannot survive.
Your brothers and sisters be free. But how can we ever be trusting the voices of the elements?
Are they as good as the Ugandan trolls on VR chat?
Oh, with like the Sonic.
What? Yeah, Knuckles. Why are you running? Why are you? This is the queen. Click for the good queen. Why do I have a feeling if you had limited money, this is what your room would look like?
Not quite.
I mean, the underneath of your desk kind of looks like that. It's just like red and pointy things.
A slightly different look. Slightly different look.
You have no idea. Like my themes, I usually besides dork stuff, I'm very much skulls and casinos for no fucking reason.
That's an odd combination.
Yeah.
So, okay, so hold on. New area.
It's like cards and dice and chips and stuff like that.
I like the more cyberpunk look. Kind of like neon.
I like that too. I usually probably replace
The Magma refused to drink the blood of Nazal and were slaughtered for their defiance. Their spirits demand vengeance!
So here's the, like, especially with the corruption, like the way this works. About your thinking. So not only do you have to defeat them, you have to like defeat them as quick as possible too.
basically the whole like medical field's trying to improve, right?
Yeah.
Get rid of the super spreaders. So all of them with red names are all bad guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because in the Matrix Online, what they had was all the NPCs were like had different colors depending on like their level compared to you.
So you see them when you click on their icon. The red ones are bad guys, the green ones are good guys.
So like red in the Matrix Online back in the day.
So no, this one, that
really bad.
yeah, this
was
number,
like, get the fuck out of here.
this number right here is kind of.
All agents were purple.
All right. Yeah, that's it. I'm done. We got killed.
Longer than before.
So yeah, I was completely unprepared because they had interruption. So I get one page of Fear and Flesh.
So basically, you're in the first debate and you're Biden and Trump's just talking over you.
No, that's you talking over me. But
I can't find it down here. I want to. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I don't know if who's might be watching right now, but if you like this sort of content, you can follow us on Twitch, by clicking like, subscribe, share that, that bell, follow, all that jazz. And what else was I gonna say? If anyone has any questions for Jack about, hacking or World of Warcraft or his like cool slick back hair, you could ask always in chat because we're constantly reading chat. Back up to check it in a moment. Otherwise, keep lurking and enjoy the show.
all right, so I was completely so you're supposed to really in those areas really go and get a group and do that.
Of course, it doesn't have that function. Oh well. I can see why they wouldn't.
There's
put it
people in
there.
chat. I guess nobody wants to play World of Warcraft with me. Oh, sad panda.
A lot of people definitely upload this. Funny enough, we get a decent amount of rewatches on YouTube, but we get a lot of them on Twitch.
Gotcha. So hopefully, if you rewatch this, you'll see me on Storm Rage. Remind you, I'm on Storm Rage, and I have a guild charter for the Jersey Turnpike.
Yep.
Jersey Turnpike.
Right now, Jack is doing what we do here in New Jersey, riding an evil dragon into Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So this is what a dragon looks like. I have one as a mount. This kind of looks like one of the corrupted black dragon fight.
Yeah.
What is the name of this mount?
It looks like something someone would paint a minifig out of.
Okay, so this has become like the obsidian dragon, so it's kind of like a stone dragon.
Oh, so here's something really funny. I know you don't like celebrity news, but I thought you'd find this amusing. So Henry Cavill, he's a major Hollywood actor. He's like the most famous for playing Superman right now. he's in negotiations to resume the character, and they lowballed him his payment number. And all he asks, I love this, is he wants to be like, he doesn't even want to go back to his original pay number. He just wants 10 million more, and I crap you not, because he's trying to finish another
A massive
sector
number of
his,
Akir have emerged from the sands. Exterminate them before they infest all of Uldum.
His Warhammer minifig painting collection.
Oh,
Like, way before he got into acting, like, he builds gaming PCs, and he's completely addicted to, Warhammer.
10 million for Warhammer figurines. That's a
No,
good one.
no, that's ironically there was a lot of people that were like who do that, and they were like, I can completely understand that, because it's one thing to buy them pre-made, but to get them like blank and to paint them and to get all the it's ridiculous. Like, I've heard people spend easily hundreds of thousands of dollars just on one set.
I can I understand like a couple $1,000s, even $100,000 is, I'd say, like the upper limit for like a really large set. $10 million in miniatures.
He literally has one floor that's nothing but those. I've seen it.
Okay, so here's Egypt in this game, aka Uldum, which is like a raid area, because this used to be the edge of the map right here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Egypt to some degree, except with no river.
And this used to be just, basically this just used to be the bottom of Silithus right here. So this area used to be non-accessible. These areas used to be non-accessible map, and these used to be the ones in the bottom. They got, what's it called, this island up here, it just got nuked by the Horde, so it got nuked out of existence. Oh, speaking of which, dragons, where the hell are we gonna go?
Nuked it, yeeted off the map. Huh. It's so weird too, because like I love how, like, even if I didn't know, I could look at this game and be like, this is early 2000s design.
Yeah.
Like, even with the updated models and stuff, it's like, no, it's that design. Like, this is how they, like, I can see where they're being constrained by their own engine. That's not a bad thing, it's just something you notice. It's like, Fortnite is already running into that problem where they're being constrained. They're upgrading to Unreal Engine 5 and they're still being constrained by their own engine design.
Okay, so here we are. We're moving from Uldum. I think this is like a cataclysm.
Oh man, that reminds me. I saw this cute picture that someone took in Egypt where a cat jumped on one of the pyramids they were excavating, and when they captured it as like, "Rawr, I'm a sphinx now."
Yeah.
What's all that purple crap?
Oh, that's the corruption. This is,
okay.
This is the area where you have either
Right.
killer bees
All right,
or...
conspiracy theory. Someone left the purple stuff way too long in the fridge after drinking Sunny D, and now it exploded into World of Warcraft corrupting it. Changed my mind.
I don't have anything better than that, to be honest with you. Okay, so...
Cactuses.
Yes. We have a phone loser in the audience, ladies and gentlemen. We have...
spiky stripper poles.
So, but anyway...
Endless wives for Mike Pence to choose.
Yeah, so now we have, this is Tyrannus.
Well,
this
that's
area is...
actually sand desert?
Yeah.
Because the white's a little off. For a second there, I was like, cactuses in the snow? What the...
No, it's sand desert.
Okay. That's an interesting texture choice.
This?
Yeah.
So,
like, there are white deserts, but, like, cactuses, like, sand areas, but, like, cactuses don't grow there.
I know.
Yeah.
So, like, the rest of the area kind of looks kind of... and the thing is, though, it's red rock and white sand is kind of never happens either.
Oh, cool.
So, like, the red rock...
It's the South Jersey Shore.
So, okay, so the red rock is basically from, like, somewhere like the Midwest.
See, there's a skeleton of JWoww over there.
But, like, no, like, the white sand is, like, the same color sand, like, from the Middle East, so... But, the rocks are different, are the same color as the sand.
Where's Comic Sans?
This whole game is Comic Sans.
Comic Sans. Yeah, no, I feel like when I watch you play World of Warcraft, it's like, there's two modes. It's like, there's like, you endlessly clicking away, swearing because you're battling, and then there's just you sitting here drinking as your mount takes as long as New Jersey Transit to reach an area.
It's also one where I also have like the upgrade, but so here we go. Like, you want to see some dragons? There should be some.
You're like, when I see this, I don't know if you're gonna get the reference, but like I'm just like getting nostalgic now for Panzer Dragoon.
Okay, so this is what's it called?
I'll show you what that game is later.
Okay, so here we are. These are bronze dragons. These are what actual bronze dragons in dragon form look like. This is the bronze.
Has a pine cone as a tail.
Yeah, it does. I mean, this game is. I don't know what you want from me on this one. So this is the bronze dragon fight.
Why is there a rune on that rock? Is that like a save point?
This one,
Yeah.
it's a meeting stone. So what you're in a group, if you need to bring everyone to the dungeon, is you can two people can click on the meeting stone and you can summon the other 3 people.
First of all, I thought you said mean stone for a second. Second of all,
Meeting stone.
this is meeting stone. I just realized this is what I must sound like when I play Nintendo games. Like you're just like, oh, that's just a meeting stone. Like this is this is completely normal. We are used to this in real life. Like you go to the water cooler at work. This is like a normal thing that gets brought
So
up.
this
And,
is-
I sound like this during Animal Crossing. I know that.
What's it called? You're a little more excited. You're like, well, do you see this? And I have to do. And you're like, okay, not my thing, but I guess you're really excited about video games.
Yeah, I just like
That's
seeing your reaction
cool.
of like, oh god, I owe money to the squirrel again. You're like, what? Again, this is like completely normal.
Yeah, I see this guy moved in. He likes working out, so I got a gym. It's weird how it works out. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
It's worse that it's an alligator too. I almost said a frog. Maybe he's kick my ass.
Okay, so this is the hangout of the bronze dragon fight, right?
Yeah.
So these are kind of like dragon kin, like kind of half dragon, half like whatever else.
Inky.
Yeah, that means somebody. It's
Question: Are there furries in World of Warcraft? Not as players, but like in canon.
depends on what you consider a furry or not. There's a race of foxes.
You have a bunch of undead hot women. I already know the levels this is going to
Okay,
go to.
so every last part of World of Warcraft has been sexualized. In case you were wondering, every
Wait.
last.
Hold on. You have undead hot women, half dragons, and overweight guys with beards. I know where this is going.
Yeah. Every last bit of World of Warcraft has been sexualized. There's Rule 34 for all this. If that is what you are into, it's not what I'm into, but I'm not going to judge that much.
Jack's a man of culture.
Oh God.
A man of subculture, but still a man of culture.
Hey, I got my gin and tonic. Mm. So.
If that was a tonic in Warcraft.
It should be gin and tonic.
Yeah.
What's it called? Anyway, this is the bronze dragon fight. These are the dragons of time. Just.
The dragon.
Yeah, no, that's what the because it's like.
No, it's just what it
bronze.
knows.
Yeah, it is. It's like so the whole point, right? Oh no! So the whole point is this: the caverns of time. It's their hideout. So the whole point you come in here.
Lightning bolt. Like this is one of those. I love it. That's great.
So the whole point is you can do various instances that take place in the past.
Yeah.
So this is like a whole bunch of dungeons in here.
That's their way of archiving like past events and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, but
cool.
So the whole point is as part of it is you have to do something as a flashback. So the whole point is you go back in time.
Okay.
Dragonflight shows up,
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone's favorite bronze dragon Crony.
Yeah.
Where's Crony? Is Crony here? Crony. There's a lot. Yeah, it's bronze dragon called Crony. Is basically the one that kind of deals with all the talking.
I just imagined that it's just like Crony, the bronze dragon of time. That he's like the one who, like, when the coffee machine runs out, the other dragons force him to go and get the coffee refills.
His mortal form is a gnome, so he's like, hey, I'm kind of gnome. And we're like, oh.
So he literally is that.
Yeah.
He's gnome too.
So these are probably more dragons.
What is this? Warcraft for ants?
So these are more dragons in like mortal form. So if you see dragons, but if you start moving towards this, you can show these are all dungeons. And that's why you see they have like bits and pieces of like other zones. You can notice like all the textures are from like other parts of the game. So it's like here you go to.
Just one drunken level designer just copy paste the.
Yeah, it's what it looks like. And there's a dragon called Anachronos. I mean, hot.
I can actually imagine that, like, around New Year's crunch, one of the Blizzard employees just get shit-faced, and they're like, what the hell are you doing? And he has to, like, oh, fuck, I have a hangover, and I just made this thing. I made an area so that players can go back and replay missions. Oh, okay, cool. Still keep you on this job. Thank you for not firing me. That's shockingly common in the video game industry, by the way.
I don't know. I think there was stone on everything here.
I mean, you have giant purple vaping going on, and you're like in the middle of some. I'm expecting the Millennium Falcon to pop out of that area.
Oh yeah, there's outer space.
Or like Scrags from Quake. Wow, that ages me.
This isn't even the half of what's it called? This is not even the half of it. Oh yeah, look, it looks like it's not quite sized.
Yeah, where are the sandworms?
Oh no, there's sandworms somewhere.
I figured.
Not in this zone though. There's a lot of acute desert
I wouldn't be
regions.
surprised if John Wick was in this.
Okay, so here we
That
are.
really defies the laws of physics right there. That's a tech tunnel. That's what she said. But still.
That's what he said actually.
Ah. See, a man of culture.
Exactly. Oh. Okay, so here, you know, they so if this game is goofy now, you know, they kind of just make it always just gets a lot more goofy.
Yep.
But the gameplay's good, and so a lot of the times with the storyline.
South Park, it can only go up from there.
Yeah. I mean, the story, some of the storyline the voice acting got really good in this last expansion. So you find
It got very
I'm out of range.
D&D by ex-Shakespearean play people.
Yeah. So it goes from like I cast magic missile to basically the modern So basically it
I
sounds,
cast out the magic missile on
yeah.
Spike
So like the latest version, it'd be like okay, it's kind of D&D, but we have
Where
D&D
it's like,
roleplay
I don't want
by
to do this stupid game. We're
Shakespeare.
offering you $100,000 of voice act. I will give it my all.
At this point,
I need to get closer.
No, because it's just like in real life movies where sometimes you sit here and it's like, why is Patrick Stewart playing a piece of toast in Super Mario Brothers? Like, they offered him a lot of money, yeah. I think I've seen that guy before.
Alright, so this is Shadowrath City. Used to be
Did you say Shadow Rat City?
Shadowrath.
Shadowrath.
Lovingly referred to by the World of Warcraft community as Shat.
Oh, or Shitter Rat.
No, just Shat. Like Portal to Shat.
Shitter Rat attack.
So this is the first expansion.
Is this where like the Wood Elves live?
No. So this is like from 2006.
I can tell by the way the trees are rendered. You can always tell what era a video game is in 3D depending on how they rendered trees.
So like this is like World of Warcraft
No,
back then was like shit like this, giant mushrooms.
Yeah, that was duh. I mean the story, but of course they're doing giant mushrooms. But no, it's like that's actually a thing. 'Cause Jack, did you realize? I'm not kidding. Video game companies pay literally out the butt just to get programs to help them render trees. Like,
I have no idea.
it's like trees and hair. That's what drives everyone crazy.
Okay, so the giant mushrooms, some of them glow on the other side, just produce light.
I'm pretty sure if you eat a couple of them, they'll produce light. Shiny colors. I guess Gandalf was riding on that eagle or something. I don't know. It's raining.
Yeah, it rains in this game. This weather in this game.
I know. I know. There's early 2000s. They have weather systems because they used to advertise the crap out of stuff like that. Look, the weather changes in real time. Ooh.
But the worst part is I've never seen snow.
There's no snow areas in this game?
There's snow areas, but they have like weather like rain, sun, clouds. But I've never seen it actually snow falling.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there's still a thing with the engine that chugs people's machines.
That could be. And for example, they also
just turned it off.
So the other thing I always hope they did is I hope they do things like kind of seasons.
Yeah.
So, is it raining here? Okay, no, it's finally stopped raining. We get out here.
Oh,
in the
cool.
desert.
We're in North Dakota. This is neat.
Yeah. So you look up here. This
Yeah.
is like the whole point of like this area. It's like the remnants of like a broken world is kind of like very much like kind of like broken apart. And for some reason, it doesn't need like a rest of a planet for gravity or atmosphere. Because it's World of Warcraft, but you're like in outer space here.
Yeah. It's like Star Wars, but somehow makes less sense.
It makes absolutely no sense.
Because at least Star Wars tries to string its bullshit together. It's still bullshit, but it tries. Oh man. I will say a lot of these textures, it's like there's so many rock formations in this game that I'm like hungry for mashed potatoes now.
Okay.
I actually made potato slices, but still, it's like everything in this game looks like mashed potatoes. It's like, no wonder why you're hungry after you play this.
Okay, so these ones are actually kind of big. This is the first expansion set was designed for flying. So like they kind of like made these like extra huge.
They made it so if you're running around the ground, you're just like yelling, "Fuck!"
Yeah, so they made it so it actually, you know, and then like the later ones, they actually made them smaller. They put like more textures on it. So like this one's actually a considerable size. There's actually a script.
That's
One of these
good.
ones I will actually do like scripting in World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
But-
that'd be cool.
So I have one script here, right? This linked to a shortcut key. It's a speedometer that shows you actually how fast you're going. So if you actually want to ever measure distance, it can tell the mount goes 58.7 miles an hour. That's 49.5 kilometers an hour, or 28 yards a second. So you could use that over time if I really needed.
Have you ever encountered like other people who have like hacked cheating in this game? Or?
No, I have not.
Interesting. Maybe it's because you're like notorious for that. They like avoid you on purpose.
They would have no idea I'm a hacker in this game. I generally don't bring it up.
Stonewall Canyon, that has to exist in fucking like
Okay, so here,
Georgia or something.
so here towards the edge of the map, right? You just see floating bits of like rock, and that's just literally down into the void. There's like nothing
Alright,
out
cool.
there.
So when did the Navi show up?
Exactly. So here's the thing: as I go here, you can just see here. Looks like we're flying completely out into the middle of nowhere, but
There's another world over there. I saw it on the map.
yeah, that's the point.
Oh god, I used to get those in high school from bullies.
What twisting?
The
nether?
twisting nether. Yeah. It's one of those days. It's like I've seen that porno before. Oh, did you know? So there's this crazy dude who writes.
It's a long way down, man.
Yes, that's what she said. Who on purpose writes like weird, bad romance novels, and he literally just announced today that he's writing a gay romance novel about Pence and the Fly, and it's so good. He has the cover for it, and it's absolutely amazing.
My head hurts.
I might
thinking
do
about
that. I might do something similar to that as a Halloween costume, just as a warning.
All right. It's already October. I have no idea. I'm not in the mood for Halloween this year.
I almost, I was considering for a while dressed as this horrific, weird Furby amalgamation, but I might just do.
You know what I think I'm gonna do on Halloween? I'm gonna lock myself in this room and I'm just gonna blast typo negative as loud as it gets.
Oh, so that's what you normally. That's every Halloween.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Just
it's
by
like a
myself.
reverse of the Thanksgivings.
And I'm just gonna shout things on Twitter for good reasons.
My problem is that I honestly do enjoy my job of like dressing up and handing out candy to like kids that I work with at my job, and so now everyone's like quarantined and stuff. So I'm like, what do I do now?
Okay, so
I
this
want to
is
still do this.
this is Area 52. This is kind of like I said.
So basically, one of the writers smoked pot and watched Looney Tunes one day. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the in joke. No, because there's an in joke. Collision detection. Where the joke is that Area 51 is a front for Area 52. That's like an actual Looney Tunes inside joke thing.
yeah. That might not be.
I will say this: I kind of see to some degree where they got their concept for hell from in the new Doom game. Because there's a lot of like energy spires shooting up and stuff like that, which they explain in the sequel brilliantly.
Actually, shit. Huh?
What's going on?
You go figure out where my little temperature widget went. Yeah, it shouldn't be, but
Might want to share that.
this is the video card. This is the video card.
This was on your first episode, yeah.
So you can see here, my first episode, it was running, what's it called? We were running DirectX 11 with DXVK. Now we are running, what's it called?
Running DX12.
Yes, now this is DirectX 12, so it's the other stack, which is DX12.
From what I heard from
What was it
Linux
called?
people, this is like one of the few games that's like somewhat stable on DX12 under Linux, and everything else just craps itself.
I wouldn't know. I can play other games.
Yeah. No, because that's what everyone's complaining about now with Cyberpunk 2077 that exclusively uses DX12, so it's going to be like even Windows people are like mad that that's happening because apparently it's going to be a nightmare now.
So you can see both the GPUs.
Like even if you have a monster machine, your machine like it has nothing to do with your like processor or RAM, it has everything to do with it's going to confuse your chips because it's so badly programmed.
God. But anyway, this is fucking.
That's what I imagine your brain looks like on the inside, fucking around. Except there should be a lot more like giant women with big boogaloo's.
Okay.
And, like, parrots. Is there like a parrot mount?
Yes. That's why
I'm not surprised.
That's why the thing is, I have to do mythic 3 hole to get the parrot mount. It's like 3 parrot mounts, right? 2 macaws and a cockatoo. And
I'm stuck on Mythic Freehold. I'm trying to think. I've been to that gay club before, which
pirate themed.
It's like, oh, I see you wore a jockstrap. I'm gonna do the Mythic 3. How do you what?
Okay, so what is it? Pets. There's pet journal.
Pet cemetery. My friend replied. Hopefully she liked my pep talk. Gosh, she'll listen when she can.
Okay, so.
Oh, what is Queen Sierra doing? Queen Sierra is one of our.
Okay, so here we do. I can actually summon. I have a bird that will follow me around now. So it used to be they put these birds in the game like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like cosmetic pets that will follow you around.
Yeah.
And then they added like a Pokemon like minigame.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, it was like the Beastmaster thing or whatever.
Yeah, it was like pet battles, and you're like, this is fucking Pokemon. You're like, but it's like, well, now you don't have to actually carry around the cage with your cat or your bird. But it's like now you have to go like now you can get like a whole fuck ton of them now just by battling them. But now it's just like, come on, I want to play World of Warcraft. You nerfed half the game and you put in Pokemon. I mean, nothing wrong with Pokemon, but like.
Sounds like Blizzard. Now they're just full of weeb memes thanks to Overwatch. Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm. Oh yeah, that's a majestic point.
Yeah.
Little gold guy flying around. Big old cat. Ooh. Is there? Oh, there must be bats in this.
Yeah, there's a bat. Where's your bats?
I love bats.
Oh, they had a joust minigame. I got this mini jouster because one of the expansions actually had a mini joust game.
I'm so old. I thought of Joust like the arcade game.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was—a mini joust game.
Really? Oh
yeah.
God.
Oh no! Oh, the best one, right, is like in this expansion, right? I mean, if I see if I can go find one.
Warcraft's not making me feel old. I know that's the point, but jeez.
The whole point is like this, and one of the side quests, one of the mini games here, or this one, there's a faction called the Tortolans. Which
That's just you doing kernel updates.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a faction called the Tortolans, which are like, they're an NPC race, which are just turtles.
Portcullis?
No! The Tortolans, like turtles.
Tortellini?
Ball! Fucking butt kiss.
Anyhow.
So, it's like all the games are kind of like logic games, like, you know, like the turtle graphics, like.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, one of them is actually. No, one of them you actually have to, is like, the keys is.
Mitch McConnell in this game?
No.
I wish you could.
Do they have turtles?
Do you ever sometimes like play this game and go like, oh man, like I could like use this, like there could have been a part of my brain that could do like advanced like quantum computing, but instead it just has World of Warcraft information. Sometimes I feel like that with video games.
Yeah, then you realize that part of your brain is not going to get advanced computing instead of.
Where's my wallet?
Really,
Wait, did that brat just take my wallet?
This one, yeah, it's lit. This is the latest expansion pack.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it kind of got like serious, like you said, Shakespeare doing Dungeons and Dragons. Like it says Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, it already looks like a Harry Potter town.
Oh, these are basically the English. They're cold to your ass.
No, they're not. They have nice weather. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I know. Well, it's like the buildings.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. This is fantasy. This is fantasy. This is
yeah.
like if England was actually nice to visit. All right.
Yeah, I feel like the whole culture is they talk like British people and they're a bit overweight.
Hello.
Yeah, essentially. You fancy some bits and bobs, and like, you know, the merchants all talk like Cockney.
I'm guessing this is where most of like the steampunk stuff comes from, besides the.
Kind of no. This is very not steampunk England. We're talking about like old England. And then kind of you have the Worgen, which are the werewolves. Those ones are Cockney English.
Of course they are.
Those are kind of like mid.
Of course.
Those are kind of like mid 19th century Cockney English.
Please tell me they were bowler hats as well.
Some of them do, yes.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Oh, you want me? Oh, you know what you do? Give me. I should play the Worgen intro. Let's see if they. Last one, I think on another server I have one called Yiffy Fox. They haven't taken down that name yet.
What is it called?
Yiffy Fox.
What?
It's
Say that slower.
Yiffy Fox.
Yiffy Fox?
Yeah. I'm surprised it
Thank you for answering my question earlier.
Which one?
If there's furries in this game.
There's fucking werewolves.
I know.
I mean, like,
literally.
Scroll. They need to practice their
werewolves.
basic shapes. Can you show these
What
little
did that
ones
one
how it's done?
documentary about the eagle said there was? But fucking werewolves. I still need to
I've
take you there.
seen
Okay,
When
so
they
here.
reopen, I'll take you there when they reopen.
Okay, so this is the turtles. So the whole point of the turtles is all the mini games are drawing drawing.
Okay.
Like the turtle library for when you teach people how to write computer graphics.
Okay.
You look like you can appreciate a good story.
And they all act like old people.
Yeah, I like that.
They're an ancient race. I have seen things.
Splendid
Warcraft.
job.
Yeah.
You know, if this had been
So yeah, you do that one there. I was trying to find the one where you
I
actually.
like this. Run around the circle. Yeah, you leveled up.
Yay! Yay! Okay, so let's actually go back. Oh, speaking of furries, let me just go back to Talon.
Things you never thought you'd say. Or speaking of furries.
But the real question is, like, what do you consider furry? Because there's a fox race. There's now you can now put a Volpera, which are a
Yeah,
fox
they
race.
know their audience, so they've updated.
I mean, there's a race of talking turtles. There's a race of talking pandas. The pandas are playable.
Question: what voices do they have?
Kind of really bad Chinese accents.
I figured. Yes, I was like, I knew it.
No, because the Pandaren are literally standing Chinese people, and
Yes.
they come from Pandaria.
Pandas, they're Chinese. I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, yes.
There was an expansion called Mists of Pandaria, where you have Pandaria as a whole continent, the whole expansion around that, and it's all kind of like bits
Oh,
of Chinese
God.
culture. Oh, the thing
Please
is,
tell me there's a goose race and they all have old Jersey accents.
there is not, but this is where I got this mount from. What's it called? Speaking of,
See, you've already probably would have run over Lydia just by that.
oh yeah, but this is where I got this mount from. Pandaria from
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I got this mount.
Yeah, old scaly flag.
Yeah. Very obviously
Yeah,
Chinese.
because she posts this publicly, so I thought one of the funniest things about one of our ex-neighbors is that she literally, so she doesn't own a barn, but she like has partial rentalship of it because she owns a bunch of like farm animals, and one of them is a one-eyed mentally not well horse, let's put it that way, that is actually called
Oh, here's snow.
One-Eyed Jack.
I
There
take
you go.
Take it back. There's snow.
Maybe you weren't able to render it before with the old graphics cards.
I maybe wasn't paying attention.
That too. That
Or
was,
they added it in this expansion. Could be.
yeah. Many factors. Let me guess, there's pirates here.
No, there's pirates. There's always been pirates.
I know. Pirates, ninjas, Vikings.
There's.
Oh god, that looks like when we actually achieve some tech thing in this apartment.
Yeah, so it's actually.
It's all the DC-200 people. Ah, our crotches are glowing.
This is like yet another mini game where you do missions like the past like 3 or 4 expansions have had like some version of this.
Now that would be a cool mini game, a cool indie game. Yet another mini game. What are my slutty friends doing? Yeah, I'm so mad at what
Okay, so.
Oh wait, today is Thursday. I'm an idiot. Now my friend had like a drawing class thing today, and I thought I wasn't able to afford it because all my numbers are off. I don't know. It's COVID. I don't know what day it is, what time it is. It's like St. Swithin's Day. I don't know.
Okay, so here we go. This is. I'm just gonna park my ass on the ship.
Things Jack has also done in real life.
Let's actually go check Discord.
We're gonna
President Trump was one of the first to defy a terrible moderator Yeah, of course he says he wants a bait.
No, you should read what the actual way it's written, because it's literally. I could actually read it out loud, and like.
Yeah.
I'll read it.
No,
in, like,
okay, you know what? Please don't read it out loud. Okay, hold on.
Voice.
This is no. Okay, hold on. Stop. I'll stop streaming right now. This is my stream, and we're not covering this fucking bullshit.
That's fine. I'll read it later in like a third grader's voice.
Yeah, we'll have that somewhere else.
Does that,
yeah, my opinion is Trump. I might really don't like Trump, but I'm not giving him any fucking airtime. Even ironically, or even making fun of him on my show.
That's perfectly fine. I
Because,
just want to let you know that when you do finally read it, it's like it's hilarious in a very sad way.
So there's time and place for politics, and this is Happy Thoughts, the show. Or we try to do fun things. Here, I mean,
you know it's 2020 when the show about Arch Linux is the happy positive type.
I know, right?
Right. That's the type of year we've.
Hey,
been
look,
having.
everyone's got hobbies, man. I got mine, so.
Yeah, well, I have hobbies, but I'm wearing too many clothes for my usual one.
Wrong cam. Wrong cam.
You say anything about cameras? Let's see.
All right.
Is that the name of the expansion, or is that just a default logo? The Battle of Azeroth. Hey there.
No, it's the name of the expansion. Is
I dated a girl that size.
Yeah, it kind of looks like, you know.
Redheaded midgets. That's like most redheads.
Kind of thick, redheaded midget. Looks like she's gonna fuck her shit up. Yeah.
And a bear. That's her like gay bear best friend.
Yeah, definitely a lot of people I know as well. Fuck your shit up.
She shoots once, but shoots hard.
Okay, so Worgen.
Jack is a furry. Okay.
So he wanted to see some furries here. So Death Knight, Druid, Warlock, Mage, Priest, Rogue.
Was there anyone on World of Warcraft Discord or something you were able to find, or no?
No, I was checking. I was checking DC201 Discord live stream chat.
Yeah, no, ours is going to. Trust me, ours is going to explode when we do the CTF.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm just seeing if anybody logged on here, just in case anyone's paying attention.
No, I've been checking that too on my phone. So.
Okay, so Hunter, Priest, Mage is a weird one to have. I'll definitely do a Rogue. Wait, no, I'm already a Rogue. I already have a Warrior. Make it a Hunter.
Hunter S. Thompson, the werewolf.
Alright, can we make a Hunter Thompson? I mean, people have done this before.
Okay.
Like Hunter, like.
No, I'm not saying that you should name him. That's just the first thing that came in my head.
No, like it's like people like about 10 years ago.
You should call him the goodest boy. It's like a doggo thing.
Yeah. But like I said 10 years ago, people would do things like everyone would name like their Hunter Thompson or some version of Thompson, or a gnome named Chomsky, Chomsky.
I bet you there's going to be some fly names now. I bet you anything.
Okay, so the back one is, you have the one in the back, that's what you look like in human form, because your Worgens are werewolves.
Did you say your organs are werewolves?
Worgens. Get your ears checked, man, come on.
Worgens?
Worgen, yeah.
What the hell's a worgen?
This! It's a fucking Worgen.
The war gun, okay.
No, Worgen, it's like a fucking wolf.
Oh, that's the name of the thing, okay.
The name of the race is called Worgen.
That's why I was confused, okay.
So face for this guy.
That vaguely looks like you. Just need longer hair. Actually, you pretty much look like every bass player for like a hardcore black metal band.
Hairstyle.
That's that look. That's that, like, my name is Volk. I'm a bass player for a black metal band in Norway.
There we go. Glam. We're doing the whole glam thing.
Glam.
This is definitely death metal, motherfucker.
Yes. That actually bathes. And definitely did not skip arm day. Is there like, are there like mullets in this game? Can you like, well that's kind of a police look anyhow, so.
Okay, he looks like he plays in death metal band.
Hang on. Oh yeah, you do have mostly the mustache back.
Okay, so.
Because I find old Facebook particularly likes to remind me of old Facebook and Instagram wants to remind me when I used to have shorter hair, and it's like, oh okay, I remember that. Remember when my head was cold all the time? Ooh, that is a good look. Sorry, I'm like juggling between your World of Warcraft stuff and like looking at new sexy pictures my friends have uploaded. It's one hell of a combo, let me tell you. Ooh, that's actually a good.
Okay, so I think it's it's the same wolf for men. So you have a hunter named Thompson. No, it's
just write whatever you want.
Goodest boy. There we go.
Boy.
I like that one. Name is unavailable.
I figured. It's like World of Warcraft. You probably have to add like. I'm actually shocked.
I'm not gonna put Yiffy Fox. I did that a couple years ago. It is kind of fucking. It is kind of ignorant.
No, but
that is kind of. To be honest with you, Yiffy Fox is a bit of a slur. To be honest.
Yeah, no. The
a
reason why I laugh is because it's like. Okay, so there's a video I have to show you that they really sum up Poland really well, and like I imagine at this point there are so many registered names on World of Warcraft. I'm going to use what they said about the Polish language for World of Warcraft. Picking a name at this point is probably like spoken Wi-Fi passwords at this point. McDogface.
Okay, doesn't matter. We're just going through the.
I like that there's just like a bullhound right behind him.
Oh no, you get to see what.
That's his grandma, you know.
Oh, not quite.
Led by their indomitable king, Gen Greymane, the proud citizens of Gilneas once stood with the Alliance against the vile, orcish horde that sought to conquer all of Lordaeron. Gilneas survived, but in the chaotic years following the Second War, the mighty kingdom drew ever inward. Distrustful of their former allies, the Gilneans erected a mighty wall at the borders of their land, closing off their nation and their hearts from an ever-darkening world. Now, many years later, as the seemingly unstoppable undead scourge marches across Lordaeron, human civilization once again teeters on the brink of destruction. As war and terror close in all around them, the citizens of Gilneas are faced with one terrible truth. Their mighty wall cannot hold back the dead for much longer. And worse, rumors of a new threat have arisen within the kingdom's borders, of feral nightmare creatures that walk upright as men, but hunt and howl as wolves.
We protected Gilneas during the Northgate Rebellion. We will protect Gilneas from whatever this new threat may be.
So basically, this is South Texas.
Yeah.
For my people.
Yeah. They're worried about like the border wall, and then there's like crazy people on the inside. Who are all furries with guns. Oh, they're talking. Yeah, I was about to say that it's kind of funny how every time I see werewolf stuff, they always go back to like an 18th till early 19th century like London, when in reality like that mythos basically originates in the Germanic region. Although I do notice there's kind of some big Germanic stuff going on with the architecture, so this is like half in, half out.
Second, we have a plunder, we have a gun. Got a tunic.
We protected Gilneas from the scourge. We protected Gilneas during the Northgate Rebellion.
The storm thing?
We will protect Gilneas from whatever this new.
Are you still on the storm?
Storm Rage, yeah.
Yeah. Dog, I'm gonna see if I can change your profile on Twitch. I'll be back. You have like a couple of minutes of silence.
For Gilneas. Protect the civilians!
Get gabbing or get going.
Get gabbing or get going.
Farewell.
Sure. Yes. No, the Canadian ones.
I need a target.
Okay, so.
Dog Stoneface. Alright, let me try this again. I think maybe I can do this one.
Any friend of Greymane is a friend of mine.
Alright, see.
Hold my feet.
You have my attention.
I can't reach that. I need to get closer.
Don't waste my time.
I don't have a target. I can't attack that target.
Because since you just made this character, doesn't like
I need to target something first.
Gotcha.
I tried adding dog face on the server on Storm Range and error keeps occurring.
Okay, so this is like, you'll see how like your character gets turned into a werewolf and you kind
That's when they're like, oh my god, he's one of them!
You'll see.
I'll see.
Greymane will lead us to victory.
You evolve very
quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna happen sooner or later. I'm just happy you're not a brony in this game.
So see, you, what's it called? He had like a small black pouch, and now you have like
Kinky.
those.
What?
But no, you're asking how those bags work. So you picked up 2 bags as loot.
Gotcha.
So like these ones are still.
Are they like extensions or?
Yeah.
Do they get, okay.
See, like you have like the other like large ones. So this is kind of.
Gotcha. Point blank in the face. I'll show you that one video where it's called "How Shotguns Work in Movies" because you're gonna die. Yeah, you can tell this is a fantasy game because he doesn't have to actually reload the blood.
Yeah.
I need a target.
This semi-automatic muzzle loader.
Yeah. That felt like
There's not
ridiculous.
There's not different types of guns. There's just one type of ranged weapon with different skins on it, and that's it.
Yeah, it sounds like Blizzard programming.
Well, it used to be ammo, a system of ammo. Like the guns needed shot, and
they
then
were
the
like,
arrows.
oh, we need the Chinese players. F that.
Crossbows needed bolts. You needed a quiver.
What's your story?
I will say, as odd as it is, I have mixed feelings that in the Matrix Online, you never have to worry
That's
about
enough gabbing for me today.
Of course.
They actually made the in-universe thing that because of
Ain't you a chipper-looking one?
new studies in the Matrix, your operator actually codes the ammo into your gun in real time.
What's your back?
We're like, okay, whatever, you know.
Well, it makes sense because if the guns aren't real, why do they need bullets?
I know, but it's also one of those things where it was like we could tell, okay, you're trying to balance the gameplay design with the actual movies because, you know, if they were able to do that in the movies, there would be no tension in the movies.
Yeah.
You know, okay, you had to modify this one thing to make the game work. We get it.
Well, Well, it's the Matrix, so
Freddy.
so it can be modified.
That was actually
You
the
know.
most fun thing.
Okay, so the question is, right? It's
Yeah.
a video game, right?
Yeah.
And the video game only knows their bullets.
Yeah.
Like, because you code in, like, okay, shots and gun is a
Yeah.
variable. How's the Matrix any different?
Well, here's the funny thing.
I mean,
right?
you know, it's all has to.
No, it more has to do with like dynamics, but here's the funny thing about it.
We
though,
owe
right?
much
The
to
be-
the Alliance.
I can say that definitely one of the best things about the Matrix Online.
The Alliance must endure.
And there's a huge archiving.
Oh yeah, so
project
check
that's
this
still
guy
going
out.
on.
Check out these costumes.
Okay, so basically they put aesthetics in the game.
Oh.
That's a perfect sound effect for that. No, it's one of the best things about the Matrix Online
Target.
is you know how usually when you're like playing these type of games, because I also have friends that play like Final Fantasy 14, and like anytime there's like a game-breaking glitch in the game, it takes you out of the game. What was cool about the Matrix Online was when a weird graphical glitch or AI glitch happens, you just continue to RP because of the way the in-universe works, you know?
Yeah.
Like if a building
You need
loads
to
it upside
target
down, you're like,
something first.
oh no, it's the Matrix, like agents was quarantined. What they, after a month of that, like the actual developers, when they would actually load in with agent skins, like to go in into like the actual thing.
I don't
like,
have a target.
In universe.
Yeah, but
So-
you see here,
It's like
Cockney
bugs,
England.
yeah, it's like bugs never took you out of that game. In fact, it kind of enhanced the whole play, you know?
That was like with EVE Online and griefing. Was what's it called? Was never out of character.
Yeah.
And then some people used to what's it called? And like EVE Online was big on PvP. What's it called?
Player versus environment, player versus player.
Well, no, I was gonna say what's it called? RPPVP. Role-playing
Okay.
player versus player, because the whole point of the game is everyone in the game. It's like it's an ultra-capitalist video game, so stealing and war is part
How
of the
do they
game.
handle player versus player on here?
In World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Oh, it's really tame. It's either there's either arenas you can challenge somebody to a duel, or you
Gotcha.
could set the
So,
player versus
in
player.
the Matrix Online, they used to have a crap ton of servers. In the
Either you could do this, or you could just set player versus player. There's war mode.
They merged all of them to create. Oh my god, I am so old. I remember it. Let me try to remember this. Yeah. I originally was on the Line Node server, and then when they folded all the servers in, I believe I was on Syntax. Because it was Syntax, Recursive, and Vector. And if you were on Syntax and Recursive, you would have to send a challenge to players or to their crew.
What now?
And then the other had to accept. Vector was the one where after you pass level 15, you're open to fair game for attack any time. That was considered the advanced, mostly PvP dedicated server.
Yeah, there's PvP
Although people
servers.
were really respectful on that server. There was like rarely any trolls or anything.
Yeah, World of Warcraft, there's dedicated PvP servers where everyone's flagged PvP all the time. Because another thing you can do is right-click here and then turn PvP on or off.
Yeah.
So there's PvP servers where PvP is always on. I played in one of those once. There are people who are just hang out in the newbie areas of the other faction and just gang people, like literally, and then grief you until you quit. So it's like okay, yeah.
The way they also role-played that in the Matrix in terms of plot was because there was supposed to be a truce most of the time. That's why there wasn't any like real open warfare outside of like machines versus exiles, and those were NPCs.
Yeah.
But like the idea was when you went to constructs, which are like pocket areas outside of the Matrix, since those aren't part of the Matrix technically, the truce is not covered, so those are also freeform PvP areas. Once you walk outside of your archivist area,
No
where you
time for
spawn
dallying.
from one of the three factions, no matter what
Keep
level
your enemies
you
in your
had to match the level of the construct area.
You need to target
anyhow,
something
you were
first.
fair game. So even if you were in
I need a target.
Syntax, like the Yuki construct, which is all like ancient Japanese, like if
You need
you were
to
from
target
Zion,
something
once
first.
you walked outside your Zion safe area, both NPCs and player characters from rival factions. And to be
I
honest,
don't have a target.
the main story was okay to nice. Some of the best stuff from that game was the player-made stories. I think that's like the only MMO, because I played a couple back in the day, like dabbled. One of the reasons I stuck to Matrix Online was because if it was crap, it wouldn't have mattered to use the Matrix, I would have loved it. But like the stories that the players came up with were really good. And like a lot of them were like in universe and stuff like that, so I was like really impressed. I heard World of Warcraft, at least for a while, also had really good like player-run guild stories and stuff
So
like that.
people do RP, you know, like roleplay here. It's not really a great role-playing game.
From what I understand, not anymore, but they used to.
I mean, it's just like, look at it. There's not really. I mean, it doesn't really lend itself to that. EVE Online did. EVE Online had some.
EverQuest, that was their bread and butter.
Yeah. EVE Online, everything was in character. It was like, it was really hard to break character because it was like that well written.
Basically launching fireworks at these fuckers.
Yeah. I mean, because, I mean, that doesn't exactly, I mean, just like, look at it. Does this really lend itself to PvP? Or, I'm sorry, PvP. I mean, like, RP? Not really.
We do what we must.
I mean, people do. I was on an RP server for a while, and I did roleplay once or twice. I mean, you can do it. As a thing, there's people who do it.
I used to have threatened as a theme to like Coral Hope staff that we should do one where it's like you are basically kind of role playing. So we'd have like literally volunteers that were like NPCs and stuff like that. It would be like all ridiculous. I actually was designing that. I designed. That's why I said it's so like what I did. The open-ended project.
You need to target something first.
Games made it, but I was supposed to work on a larger game, and the game wasn't implemented because the badges weren't finished until the middle of the second day. But he was really impressed with the design that came out for that. Like my favorite thing was like everyone was enrolled in, and we had the code
I don't have a target.
half written. It was like everyone, like we made our own like MySpace type profiles every time you registered a Hope badge. And basically, if you opted into the game, you had to join like 3 different like underground like cyberpunk factions. His favorite thing was a lot of the missions, and I wanted to make this, either had to deal with like hacker history at Hope.
I need to
or,
target
like,
something first.
or like history of the hotel. So there was like one mission where you actually you had to go to like the floor where literally there's an actual room in the hotel thing that was famous for like the worst amount of people. They permanently locked the windows to that hotel room because too many people used to jump suicides out of it and stuff.
What,
like
the Hotel
that.
Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Like in Manhattan, like the one we do
Yes.
Hope at?
Yes.
That's in the game?
It's on the that's the
Need to
what
target
I
something
yeah. I like
don't have a
literally made
target.
missions around that.
Yeah,
Like, I basically used all of the lore from the hotel plus some hacker stuff. And the game for that was that I made this fake story of that.
You need to
used
target
like,
something first.
do experiments on like basically the idea was the main 4 stories years ago, like Uncle Nolan's attending Hope.
I need to target something first.
They used to do like MK Ultra stuff in the hotel. That's kind of partly true.
It is?
Yes. And the idea was that they had one success that they like never published because even though she like basically broke the like physical digital realm, like she's basically haunting computers, like the government doesn't have control of her, so she's basically like they deemed it as a failed project to save face, and basically the hotel is constantly haunted by her, and that's why you have like these weird stories about the hotel. And the idea that we built the AMD project, so now she's trying to get her story out by literally haunting like the network that the badges are on, and that's the story I wrote. Like core staff and aesthetics were really impressed with what I came up with, and literally we had already the code for it running and everything, but because the badges due to hardware and programming malfunctions from the other team weren't, it wasn't fully implemented until the middle of the second day that we couldn't do that. And actually, part of the idea for the visualization ended up
I need to target something first.
At the next Hope, when we did the AMD, like
I don't have a target.
you know, like the 2D map where everyone was like a
I need a target.
Digital character, that was remnant from the original game.
I need to target something first.
So that's why the map looks like that. Like you relate to like little 8-bit characters, and you
All I do,
like one of
I
the
do
factions.
for
Like that
Gilgamesh.
was some of the stuff I coded. So
Nails will prevail.
I think you can still find it on like GitHub and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that stuff. Like anytime you can like make me do like game design, I'm like happy no matter how pissed off I am that I have to design this shit. I feel like at some point someone's gonna throw a bucket of piss out of one of those houses.
Yeah, that would be in character, but I think everyone's hiding because of the wolves. Or like
Are you
furries.
kidding? That wouldn't stop England, right?
Yeah, but this
England would be like, oh, werewolves? What? The Irish are coming back? What? The, you know?
Doesn't this look like England, like right in the eve of industrialization?
Dead serious. It looks like a cross between a
a fantasy version.
Like beyond fantasy, even by like what's his name? Even beyond Charles Dickens' version of like Victoria England. It's like what Americans think Victoria England looked like.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fantasy.
Like a very what do you call that movie? That's based on an accurate play. Like a very Sweeney Todd type of design mixed with some very, very vague like
here we go.
German villa designs. Because like you see like the type of wood and the overall design that's very
We've
like
been walled up for
German.
far too long.
Hold on.
That's enough.
You've been bitten by a worgen. It's probably nothing, but it stirs things a little bit.
Make it quick.
Flesh wound. Dog face McDog.
This mastiff will help you find the hidden worgen.
Did you just upgrade your animal?
Well, no, I actually have control of
He
it now.
just stuck his head in the wall. He's like, I don't even want to look at you.
The worst part is that's the dog.
And he teleports. A dirty dog. You dirty dog, Jack. Now basically you have the corona.
Yeah.
You have to use the old ventilator. Blood Fang. See, it's kind of funny that they come up with names like this, because it's not like names like this don't exist in England. But, like, honestly, a lot of stuff, because they're directly translated from Latin, is really boring, you know? Like, you go to this place, and it's like a stick-made bridge, and they're like, oh, what, like, name of it? And you're thinking it's, like, going to be called, like, Yerodin Bridge of Stormslayer, and it's actually just known as, oh, that's the rickety stick bridge. Like, that's literally what it's called in, like, English in the UK, you know? That's why, like, a lot of other places it's called, like, Liverpool and crap like that, you know? Can I tell you, like, my favorite thing about Poland? So
the sausage, is it the wieners?
Yeah, that too. And that's just the main political party there. Now, there's two deserts that are located in Poland, right? There's one at the Serbian border, which is a natural desert, right? There's another one.
I don't have a
I'm
target.
gonna try to pronounce this correctly because I have a hard time. This is actually really hard to pronounce in Polish for no reason. It's I think it's pronounced.
One second, hold on. You see these guys are stealth? I have to go.
Below their cover.
You need to target something first.
I gotta go fight the werewolves, man. You'll tell me a story about like your big Polish sausage some other time.
Is that your can your dog sniff out like rogues that are hidden? Or?
No.
That's lame.
Well, he's not trained to do that, man. You have to train him.
Face dogs know how to sniff out.
No, you have to teach him how to sniff out shit.
That sucks. It's like a bird that can't fly. Well, except for a penguin, you know, or a kiwi.
Not
Kiwis are cute
necessarily.
as hell.
I mean, it's also kind of you have to.
Kiwis are so cute. He just eat your dog.
No, he's right here. Oh, there we go.
Your dog just flew backwards. Like, look at the screen later. Like, I just saw the werewolf came in and he just eated your dog like 20 feet.
He tried. Maybe he did take a.
That's how mean the werewolves are in this game. He literally kicked the dog to prove how much of a bad guy he is.
Oh, don't worry. It's an English bulldog.
What is it?
It's like, oh yeah, they're British. Who cares? Question is, can you get wooden teeth in this game?
Okay, so here we.
Do you know that wooden teeth used to actually be very dangerous?
I can imagine. Okay, so we have
No, because
hold on one second. We have some gear here.
Okay. Let me just check to see if I can load.
Okay, so now we get rid of the. We have a crossbow and handguards.
Let's see if I can do this again. World of Warcraft. US server.
Hail, champion. Trust your instincts.
We also have the thing where a bot cannot find YouTube for some reason. I'm gonna have to test that.
Alright, so...
That's a lot of angry people.
Help! Up here!
Run away! Run away! Server Jack ran away. Raven ran away, away. The danger of the ugly head. Dude, I love how chill. That's like a gay couple riding on a horse right there. That's like that level of chill.
Thank you.
It's like the horse is riding around. There's no like up and down. They're just like, yeah, we're good. This is our normal spooning position on the horse.
So now I got a crossbow.
Crossbow that shoots fireworks.
Yeah. Totally normal.
I'm shocked you haven't built that in real life yet.
Do you want me to build it in real life?
I don't know, it's your show.
This is an Archvile show.
I'm pretty sure we can figure out how to...
This is Jersey City.
Maybe like load up like the an ARM instance of Arch and like build a guiding system.
We got Aranis. Fire at will.
Oh, there you go. There's a Jack section in it. You can tell that's fantasy because it doesn't fly back like 20 feet.
And you can fire multiple shots like bam, bam.
Also, the two guys near that are definitely deaf. I mean, they technically should be dead too, but they are definitely deaf. Rapper, maybe. Oh, I'm definitely deaf. So yeah. There's two. Okay,
yeah, these are definitely furries here.
Come on, they want to get to know you. Come on, they're just diaper furs, man. It's not.
I don't have a target.
It's not even their final form.
I lost my dog.
Now it's London.
Yeah.
Yeah, gray skies, raining.
Yeah, and my dog ran off. So.
Ah, for a rat.
What can I do for you?
Maybe the dog probably got eaten by the wolves.
Ain't you a chipper-looking one?
My attention.
There we go. There's my dog.
For country, for family. If we can make it past the gates into Duskhaven, we'll be safe. The eastern mountains are virtually impassable. What news do you bring?
We need to keep the Worgen's attention in the city again. It's the only shot we have for the survivors to make it to Duskhaven.
Like that's a high jump from a horse.
Let's round up as many of them as we can. Every Worgen chasing us is one less Worgen chasing us.
Like the guy was trying to do his best off-brand.
Yeah, like I said,
There's something here about this is what you kind of look like on a Reddit forum.
Huh?
You just make one shit post and there's just a legion of assholes trying to follow you.
You'll never catch us, you blasted mongrels!
Oh, okay.
Stiff upper lip! Stiff upper lip! Stiff upper lip!
That's definitely a drunk person at 2 a.m. at 44 Con. That's the British hacker convention, by the way.
Oh. Oh, that's a country code. It's 44, right?
There's also a couple meetings around that. I'm gonna send you a code blue. I can't
Oi! You bloody wankers, take this! Shut off, you fucking wankers!
Yeah,
Oi,
big guns fire. Oh crap.
Oi.
Big guns, they do nothing.
Keep your chin up, eh? We need to target something first.
Oh, where's the rest of your army, man? In the guns, man. You do all your work yourself.
I need a target.
This is not Animal Crossing. You do all the work yourself.
Any friend of Greymane is a friend of mine.
Boots.
I can imagine there's a lot of European players that are kind of like bored with the architecture. It's like, these are bigger in real life. That was majestic.
I got a bad feeling.
Oh yeah. Take off that.
We do what we must.
I forgot that. Of course that.
target something first.
Woof woof, motherfuckers.
I like how the announcer is just in the most polite British way is just like,
Need a target.
you can't hit, you couldn't hit a target, you couldn't hit water if you fell off a boat. Like, target first, then
I don't have a target.
It's
I
like
need to target something first.
It's like in arcade games where it's like, it tells you to reload constantly.
Wait, hold on, one second. He's got two guns. He's got like a gun on his back and this is my boomstick.
So the king is you.
Okay, no, it's a sword and a gun.
Yeah, it's you.
We do what we must.
Yes!
The emo employee must have worked out this one. So what type of fantasy do you want in World of Warcraft? Yes.
I know, right?
Is that like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde?
Look at what you've become. Those cursed beasts. They've left you nothing more than just another wretched mongrel. Do you even remember what you did to your friends? Your kind, haunting the wilds unchecked, until we found you. They've kept you alive because they still believe you can be saved. To which I must ask, is there even a shred of humanity left within you? Perhaps we will find out soon enough.
What was that?
Okay, so here we go. This is the point.
That's a good one. I would share you.
Wait, hold on.
Meme, but I don't think he'll get the reference.
Wait, here we go. Here we go.
Our curse is also our greatest gift.
Okay.
Stand strong, hero.
You know, if you want, I can read the text in like very flowery voice.
No, I think that's okay. Thank you.
Because a lot of streamers do that, where they read the text because, you know, that's entertainment for the stream.
Okay, so...
Except he'd probably read it as like, among the humans again, so Carrera potions did not kill you. Well, I'd read it as like, among the humans again? For a second there, I thought that said down vinegar. You moved the camera so fast.
Well met.
Oh, you met another Jack.
Ah, we live another day.
Professional trainer of that ass. So, what rewards do you get from this stuff? Like, what's like the ye old booty you get from most like these type of quests?
From these? These are just we're just doing the intro quest at this point.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you trying to earn here?
No, you're just trying to like do the intro quest to get into the game at this point.
See, that's why I can't add you. So once we're done with this, it probably recognizes you on the server, and then I can add you.
Yeah, because it could
gotcha.
be. It could phase. I mean, because like you're in the game, like you could probably, like, I don't know, maybe.
That makes sense. Because I know World of Warcraft like instances stuff a lot.
Oh, they do. They started doing the.
That was like their main claim to fame from with like EverQuest and stuff was that like, you try to be serious, and then here comes the guy with a freaking chicken costume, you know, and so it's like okay. Like Blizzard's like, when we want to tell story, here's the story, you know? Oh, so you're doing what you do in real life, you're just running around with a thick ass.
Crossbows.
I'm gonna die laughing if they put like a magic-powered skateboard in this that you can ride around on. That would like literally make my day. That is a tiny bathing suit. Sorry, I'm looking at hot women. I'm semi-distracted right now.
Come on, you do that somewhere else, man.
It's like, come on, get my jock stuff out of World of Warcraft.
Like I said, it's like we're live streaming, you know.
Dude, you're the one swearing and drinking on cam, like.
Yeah, and I'm playing World of Warcraft.
Yes, it doesn't excuse that.
No, I'm just saying, it's just like my
Oh.
show here, and like you're just sitting here like, oh my god, here,
Oh my god, Lydia just showed the best meme. No, I'm trying to. I know you have a problem with like blanking out with banter and stuff, so I figured that.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm dead here.
Yeah, I see you're playing by yourself, and I know when two people are involved, it gets much more interesting.
Yeah. Leap backwards. Huh.
Dog face. I'm just glad you haven't called yourself my anus. Look, because then the names would be hilarious.
Elder Mechanus.
This is my dog, my anus.
Okay,
There's
so...
werewolves in my anus, you know? It's just... be fun. What did I do? I'm going to plug my phone in soon and then eat actual food. Like, my new trend is I'm trying to, like...
Don't waste my time.
Before I go on the live stream, you know?
Yeah, it's always good.
It's like, otherwise, you're just like...
What can I do for you?
Not many brain cells.
What's your
left
back?
in it. Especially when you're picking locks. See, I can kind of do that in Crypto Barons, because I'm usually not, like, doing much. I'm just, like, relaying information in math, but, like,
There we go.
unlocking is actually
Target something.
I'm kind of sad you don't have, like, a run button for, like, I know. You just have it on your lap of, like, yes, I also do this in real life. I also shoot fireworks at Hello Cart.
Hey! I don't shoot fireworks at halal cards. Don't have a target.
I was still getting that.
No, I kind of autos
Target something first.
They constantly kept saying, like, you have to target something first. And it's like, come on, I just want to shoot colorful things at colorful things. I can understand why a lot of people who like sell must love World of Warcraft, because it's the only game where if you rapidly click on something, it eventually goes away.
Okay. So, he's the creature type called an abomination. This is big flesh beast of...
I didn't know Imlob was in this game.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Will.
Yeah, you can throw a barrel on his head, he doesn't know what to do. It's just like, spot on. And he blew him up into a bunch of tiny chunks. Although that was definitely like an Ubisoft moment. In Rayman 2, there's these giant plums.
I can't loot that right now.
You can
I
throw the
can't
giant
loot that right now.
plums on the enemy's head, and it confuses them, they can't attack you. Because these French people made that game. So these are basically like the old Mancabuses.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's kind of funny. And Mankey Bios have flamethrowers. Sad faces to my friends. So many bad things are happening to my friends. What doesn't spread to people in this apartment?
Okay, so you go over that way. Let's jump backwards.
I can't loot
That's
that
so
right
fabulous, especially with that cape.
Yeah, there's a lot of capes and big shoulder.
Capes and big shoulder pads. This is totally straight.
No, it's a fucking furry. I mean, this is not.
They're straight furries.
Of course.
Actually, half the community is straight. Apparently, it's one of those things where, like, from what I understand, like, half the community is straight. It's just the gay furries are so freaking vocal that that's all you ever really see. So what's the objective here? You're trying to, like, defend the hill or something? Or are you, like, going on a hunt?
There's two of them. You have to. Okay.
Defend this barrel.
No, you have to kill like the bad guys. To kill some of the. So that guy decided he was just gonna go attack, like, because the gold dragon here, that means it's an elite.
Yeah, but, like, what's your overall goal here?
Just complete the quest and then the phase will
Yeah,
change.
but that's what I mean. Like, what's the quest goal?
Well, basically, you have to. What's it called? Right now, you have to feed these guys.
I can't see you.
Well, no, because what happens is you're trying to get out of here. So you basically have to defeat these guys.
Oh, so it's going bad, so you're trying to defeat these guys in retreat, or?
Yeah, no, basically. It doesn't get that far, because the thing is that what happens is you do one quest, and then the phase will change. You do another quest.
Okay.
So you're basically following.
Okay.
You're basically following a storyline here.
Okay. See. Okay. So let me clarify it here. I keep asking you what's the story of the book of the current chapter we're on, and you're telling me how the sentences are structured.
So it's been a while. I really don't remember how this one goes. Except
that's what I'm asking you.
So it's basically we're fighting the undead here. Something.
Okay, so the undead. That's because they have that wall. Something bad happened.
Yeah, the wall. They breached the wall. Because like north of the wall is the undead's territory. Because that used to be Lordaeron from like the second World of Warcraft game.
Okay.
But Lordaeron fell and became the Undercity.
See, even in the virtual world, walls don't work. You have to have like soldiers or procedures to back stuff up, otherwise it just fails. A fucking fantasy game you do. Ooh, spiced bread. What type of spice? This is like bacon spice, old spice.
I don't know. What it doesn't say.
Just spicy bread. Are there spoony bards too?
I'm sure you can find one. There's gotta be.
I hope you get that reference.
Yeah.
That's from Final
What's
Fantasy.
your story?
Yeah.
I got a bad feeling.
There's an inn called the Spoony Bard. It's a long-running joke. I know.
It's a bad translation.
I got a bad feeling.
Yeah, this is Star Wars. That's where that line comes from. I got a bad feeling about this. They can't say the full line or a little
Yeah.
bit soon.
Well, everything here is a pop culture reference when it comes to another.
Keep your chin up, eh?
Oh, stop adding me to group chats.
Oops.
Yeah, I turned notifications off for this. Go the fuck away. Alright, so I might be back if you haven't stopped streaming. I actually have to coach a friend do some life stuff.
Yeah, I'm about to stop streaming in a few. It's already 10:30.
Okay. So just again, give me like a 5-minute warning. So
I need to get closer.
All right, 5-minute warning because this is basically done.
I'm gonna have to read right now, and then just let me know that I can read, and I'll let you know when
What now?
Get gabbing or get going. Long live Greymane.
Yes, this is all like Cockney shit.
Yeah, Naysayer is online. We can raid him.
Groovy, raid Naysayer.
Naysayer is debugging the Linux compiler. Let me know when you're wanting to. No rush, just let me know.
All right, cool. So, there's World of Warcraft. I'm talking on the camera. So, okay, so it's about like 10:30. I'm kind of pooped.
Yeah, that was Archvile. That's we saw Archvile
All right.
from his perspective, guest starring the annoying bat on Jack's shoulder.
I keep a fucking. Do I keep a flash? The flashlight's over there. Go figure. I need it.
Flashlight or? Anyhow,
Either way, it's gonna hurt.
Okay. Ah, cool. The reverse one of those. All
Okay,
right.
so one second. Let me go. Let me say goodbyes.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is G.I. Jack signing out, and the good part of this camera is I can keep close eye on the side pocket now. So I'm watching him in the camera.
Yeah, it's just,
So this is G.I. Jack signing off.
if you like us, follow us.
Yes, follow us, subscribe to us, and do other good shit. Alright, so let's hit the button, static cutscene. Take care.